Washington Irving. All right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're all doing well, staying safe, eating some good food. Welcome in to Therapy Thursday, Part 3. I'll unmute for Savage just so he can hear me. Welcome to Part 3 of Therapy Thursday. This is Savage, my amazing guest today. I've done 2 previous ones, one with Dakota, one with Art is War, and I'm very happy to be doing this one today. So how are you doing today, Savage?
Good, man. I just skipped the gym, so I'm a little irritable, but I'm good.
Skip the gym. What were you working out today?
Today was supposed to be upper body, so I'm a little pissed off about that.
So are you upper lower split then, or are you?
Yeah. I do I do upper and lower hypertrophy at the beginning of the week, and then I do loading at the end of the week.
It's like more heavier reps than your, because hypertrophy is usually like the 8 to 12 range, then strength is like the 5 to 8. Nice. That's kind of what I'm doing too. I'm just been focusing more on the hypertrophy just because I'm a little chubby, and I don't think I need the strength as of yet. So to kick this off, I wanted to get a little bit of background on yourself. So can you introduce to me like what you do for a living, how you got into streaming, the whole little spiel?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Savage. I'm a YouTuber / streamer. I started streaming about 6 years ago on pure accident. Started YouTubing about 2 years ago, a couple months after Warzone came out. So took it more serious. And now I have 4 YouTube channels, Facebook channel, and Twitch. That's it for now.
So I am a super big first name guy. Can I know your first name?
James.
Okay. Somebody said Josh. I'm like, I always call you Savage. So I'm like, I don't know. I'm a first name guy.
Josh.
I mean, even when I'm playing with like Jesse's name, we all know it's Art, right? Jesse's Art. But like some people, like their first name doesn't make sense to say. Like I say Lucifer instead of like Luke. His name's actually Luke. For you, Savage is just the name everyone says for you. So like I'm a first name guy. For the interview, we're calling you Josh. James. I said, see, I already did it. See?
Damn it. I knew it was coming. Man.
James,
Come on.
James. Got it. All right, perfect.
My friends call me Jimmy. My name was Jimmy my whole life. And I moved to Alabama, met my wife, and she said, I don't like Jimmy. So now it's James, which is actually what it is on the birth certificate.
So is that your middle name too? Or is it just people called you that?
No, James is like, Jimmy is like the James. It's like slang for it. It's like Bill's like William or Dick. Josh is Joshua. Don't call me Josh.
I won't call you Josh. I keep doing it though. Like a Josh counter in the corner. So how did you get the name Savage? Did you have a name previously online? Because you've been streaming for 6 years. There's got to be some changes in there, right?
Yes and no. So I've had, originally my YouTube name was Savage Mustang because that was my gamer tag for over a decade. Throughout Call of Duty, literally World at War, Modern Warfare, all of them, and Gears of War, going back into the ages, I always played with the same group of people. These guys from Oklahoma and Kentucky, we were game together our whole lives, grew up together basically. And then in the early days, they were like, let's make a clan, we're gonna call it Savage Clan. So it was Savage, and then it was like, my name was Mustang because I was obsessed with the aircraft.
Right.
So it was Mustang, and then Savage like D-Rec, and the list goes on. So we had a bunch of us that gamed for fucking almost 20 years together.
So that's the same thing with me with the whole poor thing. Like, so as a kid, my older brother TJ, we were like in a poorer area of Northwest Indiana. So him and poor Chris were childhood friends. I met him online recently, and I was like, oh, you've kept the name like all these years. So mine was Dylan because my first name's Dylan, but I switched it to Legend because when my name was Poor Dylan, people called me Poor. When my name was Poor Legend, people called me Legend. I was like, I don't know how no one just called me by my first name, but it works out. So I don't know. You can't win them all. So
no.
So what got you into streaming? So 6 years ago, what was the reason why you turned on that recording for the first time?
Well, I was watching a lot of Trick 2G at the time. I was a League of Legends player hard around this era.
I can see you and Trick being buddies.
Yeah, so I was watching a lot of Trick 2G. I was watching a lot of and I'm having a brain fart now. I'm getting pissed. He's dating Michaela. What's his name?
Oh, Tyler One?
Tyler One, thank you. He's one of my favorites. I was watching a lot of Summit.
Yes, Wolf.
So I was already in the streaming community. I was just always in the chats, always watching their moves and learning from them. I actually got to gold in League of Legends because of the streamers I was watching. I went from being bronze for many seasons to all of a sudden now excelling because I'm watching someone else play. Long story short, Overwatch 2 Overwatch has announced that it's coming out. It's a new ranked game. I like first-person shooters. It's the first-person shooter ranked game I've played since Counter-Strike. So I was like, fuck it. I'm gonna try to go pro because it was always a joke. I'm going pro in League, but that's so damn difficult. I was like, I'm gonna go pro in Overwatch. So I bought a streaming computer.
In League, it's always a Korean that's better than you. Like even when we went to Worlds, like NA would just get slammed every time.
Dude, I don't know if this is true. I've never looked into it, but the rumor is that the Koreans actually log into their account with their social security.
What?
Someone told me that a long time ago. I heard it on stream one time from someone I was watching, and another friend told me that too. And I was like, I don't know if there's truth and merit behind that, but as hard as they play, I could believe it.
I mean, I was gonna say like that. There's no game that really surfaces how good they are in that game. Like I know Dota was a big one for them, but then when League of Legends came out and it rivaled it, they switched. Everybody switched over to Dota or League of Legends, and I don't know if Dota 2 is still unrivaled by Koreans or not. I really don't know. I know that they're really good at StarCraft 2 and League of Legends. Those are the biggest two.
I'm gonna be honest, dude. Like there's always like a competition between Europe and United States with like who has better gamers or Korea. I'm gonna be honest, dude. Korea, Europe. I think America probably has some of the worst gamers because Americans, we have so many fucking distractions, bro.
Yep.
Like gamers over there, it's not like that there's nothing to do, but gaming is like that's life, dude. We have players like that here, but I think the vast majority of people are just doing other shit.
It's interesting because I don't know if you've kept up with anything recent. I mean, you're a full-time big guy now. A lot of the imports are from other countries. Like we have I think it's Team Liquid has 3 Koreans, and they're based around their NA English speaking jungler. So the 3 Koreans have to speak English, and their comms are very, very minimal. So it's like on me, push, top lane, go, and it's just like very, very like. Exactly, that's all you need, right? You're right. So it's like no ult. Like it's very simple things to say, but it's like it's weird that they have that complete generational gap of English. They don't speak English. So why doesn't the one guy just learn Korean and the other guys it's fine? Like I don't know. It's weird that they're making it work, you know, the English this, the English that.
Yeah.
But it's really weird seeing that language barrier because in Europe it's the same thing. If you're from Germany, you're not going to speak the same guys as people from Spain or France. So it's very interesting seeing them all on the same team. Usually it's all like people from Denmark or people from Germany or people from Spain. They're all speaking the exact same language. But in America, we've got, I don't know, at least 100 plus that everyone speaks on like a weekly basis. So it's very hard to.
Half of them you still can't understand.
All the different dialects of English too. Oh my god, I couldn't imagine it.
Fans in the microphone and shit.
So I know that you have 2 dogs, I believe.
Yes, I have a husky and a German shepherd.
What are their names?
My husky's name is Callie. My German shepherd's name is Karma.
What's your favorite moment of either both of them together or one individual?
Dude, that's a tough one, man. Callie, honestly, my husky, I always give her credit because I feel like she really like saved my life at one point because I was in like my darkest time. And my friend just gave me one of his litter, and I took her in, dude. And for the first time, I was like, she just fucking melted my heart, bro. So I think that entire first month with her, like shaking back and getting back out into society, I was in a hard depression with before that. So I'd give her that entire month, not just one memory, just entire month.
Wow.
My German Shepherd, it's kind of hard, man, because she's pretty moody. I don't think there's like, I hate to say it, I don't think there's like a favorite time with her. She either A, just lays by my side, or B, she's trying to kill my husky. So it's kind of
it's always interesting, you know?
Yeah.
All right,
let me tweet this out real quick that I'm live on your thing.
Yeah, go ahead. So I want to make this clear to everyone in chat. I am not ignoring anybody. Looking back on the past 2 interviews that I've done, the notification of me muting and unmuting is very, very annoying for everybody else in the in the recording. So I'm not ignoring you guys. When I turn and smile, I promise I'm looking at your beautiful chat messages. I love you guys. It's just like so as somebody who's from so I graduated college with a communication degree and a major in PR, and the hardest thing to balance between streaming and interviewing is because this is a very niche thing, right? Is the interview is very, very hands-on. It's eye contact, very focused, right? And it's very hard to be like, hold that thought, I'm gonna go recheck. Like it just kind of takes away from that atmosphere. So like,
yeah, for sure.
I completely understand. I appreciate you guys staying in here. All questions, you guys feel free to type them in the chat right now. Make small talk and whatever it may be. This is more of it's like a podcast. Like you're here to listen. It's a really good time.
Shut the fuck up.
but towards the end, it is open to all questions that you guys have. So anything personal with him. Well, the goal was to get Savage to cry by the end of this, by the way. I don't know if it's going to happen, but that's the goal. I'm kidding. They're not that
I feel like I don't have emotions anymore. I'm going to be honest. Like, dude.
If I start saying, if I say Verdansk is an LTM next week, you might cry, you know.
If it's Iron Trials.
True. I mean, even just the map, I'd be freaking out, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
I know, John. I just feel bad not, saying it up front. So I probably should just say it when I do the intro every day. But when people join in and blah, 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 blah. So yeah, that was a really cute favorite memory. So what people don't understand about dogs and pets is that yes, they can be annoying or assholes or scary, whatever it may be. But it's like, what people forget is that my favorite thing to do is if I'm having a stressful day on stream or at work or whatever, I just walk into the other room and I pet my cat for like 5 minutes, and all my serotonin comes back, and I come back, I'm happy. I'm like, this is perfect. This is amazing. So people really, really forget how just amazing pets are in general, because some people don't have them. Did you grow up with pets then too, Savage, or no? James, did you grow up with?
For a short time. I had a golden retriever for probably 5 or 6 years before he ran away. Well, he ran off and got hit by a car.
Oh.
So, yeah. But I love that fucking dog, and that kind of sparked my love for animals. And then as I was growing up, we just never had one because dogs are expensive. And yeah.
I was the same way. We didn't really have any pets until 2 years ago. We finally got our first cat, and everyone's allergic to cats. But once we got one, nobody's allergic anymore. It's really weird. I don't know what happened.
Weird.
And everyone loves a little shitbag. So I mean, it works out perfectly. So this kind of is more in the beginning of when you started streaming, because for 6 years, I would guess the first 4 were probably hell. It's like you're putting so many hours into it. It affects relationships. So what affected you outside of streaming the most? Was it trying to balance everything? Was it you forget to eat or sleep, or?
My entire life these past 6 months has just been purely focused on trying to find balance. I wake up at 3 every morning and I go to bed at 9 so I can do everything in my day. And if there's an audible at some point, the whole day's fucked up.
Right.
Like today, for instance, didn't go to the gym, whole day's just kind of off. I'm out of sync. But yeah, dude, it was hard. I enjoyed streaming the whole time, so I never really looked at it like hell. Grinding when I was single was so nice. And that's what I tell everyone now, dude. I'm like, if you're single, I don't care if you have a full-time job or not. Like, there's no reason for you not to be grinding, and this is really a dream for you.
Right.
I would do 12-hour streams every day, 24-hour streams, I'd say once a month. We've probably done 10, maybe 15 total, which I know, of course, is nowhere near iron, but I mean, I was a grinder. I streamed every day. If I didn't stream, dude, I would have anxiety, and it's still like that to this day. But long story short, me and my wife, I streamed and grinded with her in my life for 2 years, and I would always promise her, I said, look, whenever we get to a point where I can slow down, I guess when we make it, I'll slow down so we can have more time together, because she's very, we're both just really into each other. We want all the time we can get. So when my YouTube channel exploded, I was like, this is it. I'll slow down. I'll be honest though, there's really no such thing as a perfect balance when you're a content creator, dude, because I know damn well I've hindered my streaming career. I mean, at 6 years, dude, I'm averaging 100 people. When literally 2 years ago, I was averaging 500 people.
Right.
So taking that time off has definitely fucked up my career numbers wise. I'm very fortunate to have the community supporting me the way they do.
It also shifts depending on your game, right? Like if you switch a bunch of games, you have a different community that kind of comes around with it, right?
Yeah. And honestly, dude, I've been switching games so long, I don't even mind switching games. If I switched to Fortnite the other day, if it just completely tanks and I'm like, with the game, I'll never play it again. Right. But like Apex, like my viewers will go cut in half, but I'm having so much fun with it, I don't even care,
Right.
But the good thing about spreading it out and changing up games, you will get new viewers. We got more follows yesterday on Twitch playing Apex than I've gotten at all, probably in a whole week playing Warzone.
Right.
I think, it's just, and going back to the balance thing, it's like I'm doing a really good job balancing my life and my sanity with content, but at the same time, deep down with the grind that I have, the drive that I have, and where I want to go, I know I need to be doing.
Right.
Which is weird to say since I have 5 channels.
I mean, well, for me, I'm curious now, how do you balance all of that? Like, do you have a thumbnail guy? Do you have a person that does some of the edits in your free time? Like, do you have a channel specifically that you don't touch? Or is that all on you? That's all on you? Holy crap.
Like, this is just for example, this morning I woke up at 3 and for 3 hours, I literally just made thumbnails for yesterday. I recorded all my uncuts, all of my rebirth, and all my main. I took the whole day and just did that.
Wow.
And this morning, I did all my thumbnails for them, and then I just posted them. It'd be a lot easier if I had internet with a good upload speed, because I have to wait about 30 minutes for every video to upload. That's kind of holding it back. But yeah, it's a lot of work, but it really doesn't suck. I still
right.
Really enjoy it.
And it's interesting because while it's uploading, you can be doing another different edit or something else, right? So it's like it's not instant, but it's at the same time you can just be doing something else. So it kind of works out.
Yeah, I'm multitasking my ass off.
Right. I just couldn't imagine waking up at 3 every day. Whew.
It's hard.
It is. So how old are you then? Are you in your late 20s?
Oh,
If I had to
thank you.
guess,
I love you even more, bro.
You look good if
33.
you're in your 30s. Okay, so 33.
bro.
Yeah, because you were the old
Yeah.
man tourney, right? The 30 plus tourney.
Mm-mm.
Oh, you weren't?
I didn't get invited.
Oh, you should have been a captain. What am I hearing?
That's what I'm saying.
Bunch of bullshit. Did you end up going to college then, or no?
Yeah.
Okay,
I went to
where'd you
college
go?
for computer science. I went to Southeastern Louisiana University.
Hmm?
I went for computer science, and then they put me in an honors physics class that it was required. So I dropped that shit because physics and honors. Y'all ever heard me talk? I can't do that.
Well,
Then
I
I
mean,
became
communication's completely different. Like you might be very, very hands-on, but when it comes to speaking, I'm the same way. I'm a comm major and I still fuck up words. I mean, it's just kind
Yeah,
of
for sure.
it's kind of normal.
For sure.
English
And
is
what's
hard.
funny is I swear to God, like when I started streaming, like I feel like I always talk like a Southerner and I always talk like I'm from New Orleans, but like as far as stuttering, never stuttered.
Right.
But now the more that I talk for a living, the more like if I'm focusing on 30 different things, listening to audio, talking to chat, I guess my brain just like mixes up everything that I'm doing and I stutter my ass off now, dude.
Especially
it's like I need speech therapy.
The biggest thing is when you're doing something in Warzone and something like you're anticipating something to happen, so you're about to say it, and then something else happens, and it kind of like pushes both the sentences together. And like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
You know, it happens all the time. Do you use any of that degree still then, or is it kind of like up in the air?
Got it.
Never got it. Oh, so you didn't graduate then?
No. So I dropped out of computer science because honors physics. I took it for 2 semesters. I got a D, weighted, by the way. I think the class average is like a 56, and you had to have a D to pass. And so of course I did. So I dropped that shit, and no, I needed a C to pass. Sorry, but I dropped that shit, and I was just running around like I don't know what I'm doing with my life.
Right.
And this is one of my biggest arguments with college right out of high school. But I didn't know what I wanted to do, and my roommate at the time was in criminal justice to be a cop. And I wanted to join the military my whole life, and I didn't because of my girlfriend at the time. Long story on that one, but I didn't know what I wanted to do because my entire dream was gone. Like I was like, oh, I'm not doing that anymore, and now I have nothing. So talking to my roommate, he's like, look, go on a ride along, dude. He's like, it's just like being in the military, bro. You're just a cop. I was like, fuck it. So I went on a ride along from the hometown that I was from, and had a fucking blast, dude. She was just balls to the wall. We got in a pursuit the first night. They were drawing their weapons the first night. It was nuts. So I was just like, I'm fucking sold. I was like, it's meant to be. So I did criminal justice for a year. I did 2.5 years of college. Midway through my program, I just randomly put an application in for the reserve program for that department because they weren't hiring full time. Back then, being a cop was cool and everyone wanted to be a cop. So no one was hiring.
Right.
So I put an app in to be a reserve. And when I got accepted, I said, fuck this. I'm quitting college and I'm going to be a reserve. Because even though I worked for free, like I had my own car, we were real cops. We didn't get paid. But I worked details on the side, I was killing it.
Okay. What is details? That's I've never heard that before.
So like cops work a normal job. 5 on 2 off is how ours was. But on your off days, you can work at the hospital. You can work at, school zones, seatbelt details, DUI details. And I would do that and kill the game. I worked every day, whether it was for free, whether it was for money. I worked every day, which I think is that career really got me into my grind mindset. Because before that, I was a lazy piece of shit.
Yeah. The hardest thing for me has been like, again, I've just finished college, but like shifting that, like having deadlines for school to like what I'm trying to do now. And this whole thing is like scheduling streams, how many videos I want to get out of every week. And it's like being my own boss is weird because I'm used to having someone yell at me and give me a deadline. So like that mindset shift is very troubling for a lot of people. I know for a lot of people that are finishing college or graduating or have graduated, that step into the real world is weird. Like it's like you're not used to having so much freedom and availability to do whatever you want. And some people get scared. I mean, it's like, I have a degree, but it's like, what do I want to do with it now? You know, I'm in the same spot I was 4 years ago. I just have a piece of paper in my hand.
And you might not figure out what you want to do until you're fucking 30. That's when I figured out what I wanted to do. I was 28. I was like, fuck it.
Right. And not everybody has that like luxury, you know, like some people are like, oh, I want to do this. And then, you know, like for your example, you dropped out of college and you found something different. And then you found something different, right? You just kept changing paths and eventually you found something you wanted.
I had jumped jobs like 8 times, bro.
Right.
But I worked them all for many years.
But so many people are scared of that. They're scared of the change of like, oh, I'm at my same $10 an hour job. I've been here for 5 years. It's like, why not try something different? Go find something for 12, you know?
That's the thing, bro. It's like, because I was in that mindset. And now I have friends who need a job or who hate their job and they're stuck. And I'm like, look, not everybody's meant to, own businesses or do shit or be self-employed. I was like, there's nothing wrong with working for someone. I was like, what you need to do though, if you're miserable, is while you have a job, before you quit or get fired, look for something else.
Right.
And so many people are like, but I know the people here. I'm like, are you miserable? Do these people here make you happy? Because if not, look for something else. Especially
Right.
like right now, dude, because everyone's fucking hiring. So people have leverage with
Yeah.
companies that they didn't have before. So yeah, that's definitely something I always try to encourage people to do, bro. If you're miserable with your fucking job, because I was in sales, dude, miserable, making bank, but miserable. And I just fucking walked away.
Right. And especially with the pay nowadays, like so many people apply to so many cool jobs because they're hiring. And then when they get to the interview, it's like, hey, I know you requested X pay, but we're going to give you Y. And it's like way down here. It's like, bump it up a little and I'll think about it. Like,
Yeah.
we're not going to get treated like shit just to work minimum wage again. Like we want to have a stable income. We don't want to work 3 jobs and survive. We want to work one and sustain ourselves and live happily. And it's like, it's just so hard to do nowadays.
Be honest. And not to get political, but I read
That's
a
all
book.
my stream is. Don't worry.
I read a book many years back, The Art of the Deal by Donald Trump. And regardless of anyone's opinion on him, I highly recommend a read.
Mm-hmm.
This book here has taught me to negotiate. I've negotiated contracts from the dirt up to where I wanted them. Job, job pay, salary, things like that. And it doesn't have to be that book. Any book on how to negotiate is very important.
Right,
I'm
right.
actually a very big self-help guy. Like I read my ass off, dude. I'm always into shit. And that's where I really learned everything. Because school never taught me shit. But yeah, dude, I read that book, Art of Deal, and I swear it was a game changer, huge game changer. I'll literally get offers now, and I'll just turn them down because if they don't want to be within me. The reason why I'm saying that, like, if I'm not happy with the deal, I'm not taking it. The reason why I say that is because so many people are afraid to be like, oh, well, I don't like that 15 an hour. I want 20. And they're like, well, nope. People are afraid to just walk away.
Right.
But most companies right now are desperate for hires. And I know damn well a few friends of mine recently have gotten jobs $5-6 an hour higher. One of my friends got a job $30,000 a year higher.
Wow.
Than what they were offering because of negotiation. So
right.
It's a huge thing, man.
I mean, so
people
many
don't understand
people,
how much power they really have.
Yeah, so many people get kicked. It's like I know that this is like you applied for 10 jobs, let's say, and you get 2. Like if you try to really negotiate the first one, you get kicked down. It's like you still have a chance for the second one, but don't take sloppy seconds. Like still fight for that second position, And then it's like, oh, but if nothing happens, just try another 10 applications, try another 100 applications. Somewhere in there is where you're gonna get paid and treated well, and it's very hard to find. For example, in my job right now, like I make, I don't know, 12 maybe on a good day an hour. And but I'm treated really well. I have a lot of freedom. I work twice a week. So it's very nice.
There you go.
But at the same time, there's jobs around me that make maybe 24 or 30 an hour, but I get treated like dog shit. Do I want to trade that for money? I don't want to sell my soul for that,
Not worth.
But it's like, if I can find one that's 20 that I get treated decently well and I've got my own hours, like then it's like, okay, I'll look around for that one. But like just slowly go up the ranks, you build reputation, you're more respected among people, you have better what's the word when you apply somewhere, better references, and you just keep being a good person. Like I know jobs are shitty and walking away is easy, but like find a good way to leave in case shit hits the fan and you need to come back.
You want them as a reference.
Exactly,
for sure.
exactly. And some people forget that. Some people are like, oh fuck this job, no 2-week notice, fuck you, I'm never gonna see you again. But then like they come back and a year or 2 later, it's like, hey, that job didn't work out. Can we talk about it? It's like, no, dude, you already screwed yourself over. You might as well try to leave as safe as possible.
You have to, dude. You have to. Yeah, it's just really important that people understand and learn outside the box, because like I said, bro, and Art says it all the time, and he's 100% right. Like we're all trained in school to be factory workers. It's the same process. Granted, now it's not associated with factories, but it's the same mindset. They don't teach people how to think for themselves for the most part.
Yep.
I didn't, bro. I was a sheep, son. I would just do what people told me until I hit absolute rock bottom. Like I'm this close to being homeless. My friends left me. My girlfriend at the time was cheating on me. I got hit my absolute lowest. And I said, fuck this. Something's wrong. Enough's enough. And I just searched for everything and finally found that first step and just building blocks. And again, I was just reading books and watching YouTube. Believe it or not, YouTube taught me a lot of shit.
That's what's so interesting is that when I look back on like my college degree, for example, like I've learned a lot from school the last 2 years. I finally, looked at things and learned on my own. But like if I look at like the Twitch community as a whole, I've learned, camera quality, I've learned audio quality, recording, I've learned how to edit, I've learned thumbnails, I've learned artistics, I've learned logo designs, like things that I wouldn't have gotten from college unless I was in that specific major. So like, yeah, video games online, haha, you're wasting your life. It's like, dude, I've learned so much shit from you guys. It's actually incredible. And I think people forget that sometimes.
Dude, you're right. You're 100% right. It's the beauty behind it too, bro. Because if you think about it this way, and people can say what they want, anyone who streams on Twitch, video games or not, hot tub streams, just chatting, dancing, twerking, I don't give a shit. OnlyFans, Instagram models, people who work out, YouTubers, Anyone in that industry, period, even if it doesn't work out, bro, the amount of shit we learn, like if
Right.
tomorrow streaming just goes kaput, bitch, I'm hitting up every streamer I know. I'm like, do you need an editor?
Yeah.
Because I know how to edit.
Right.
Or hey, do you need, I mean, I might start a company building computers because doing all this and I know how to build stream setups. And, there's so much that I've learned from this. You've learned. It's like anybody, like people just want to put themselves in a box. Oh, I'm a streamer. I was
Right.
like that for a while on YouTube. If anyone here followed me on YouTube a long time ago, I was a streamer. I'm not posting videos. Fuck YouTube, shit like that. But once you start like branching out, dude, and learning other shit, making money off other shit, and then again, it's something good to have in your back pocket should
Right.
the thing you're doing now fall apart.
Exactly.
I will always have job opportunity where I go because I've worked many different careers. I'm very experienced in many things, and streaming is just one of the many things with that. Editing as well. And editing pays huge, bro.
Yeah.
Especially like these graphic designers, dude. I see these graphic designers all the time just they literally start creating stream thumbnails and stream layouts, and then they're doing fucking animation, and then they're one of the guys that I had do my stuff made something for Marvel. And I was just like, he blew up. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So it's crazy the amount of shit people can get just from starting small, man.
It's also just like the concept of social media as a whole. Like if you post one of your things and somebody like for example, if I follow Savage on Twitter, he follows me and he likes one of my things, all of his followers have a chance to see that from his side of the things too. And then Expel likes it. And then maybe, I don't know if Symphony follows you, but then Symphony can see it. It's like, and it just keeps going. I don't just reaching for, fruit. But like that's how easy it is, and things can blow up like that with the whole, again, not to get political, the Amber Heard trial. Like so many things are getting popular because of memes because of it, or with just Johnny Depp in general. If you put Johnny Depp on Twitter, I promise you're gonna get 2 times the likes as normal.
Oh, bro,
like it's just how it works.
This is better than Keeping Up the Kardashians. I laugh, I cry, I get mad. This shit is just it's a shit show, and I love it.
She's lied under oath so many times. I'm so ready.
Bro.
I'm so ready.
Yo, it's funny because I'm watching this. I'm having flashbacks to the situation I was in. It's really similar. I'm like, oh God.
This lines up too well. Oh God.
Yeah, I was like, I'm having PTSD. My wife's like, are you okay? I'm like, no.
Hey, but as we got through it, that's all the fucking matters. So you touched on this, but like, what is your biggest mindset shift from like college or high school until now? I know you touched on like working for yourself. You used to be a sheep and like doing your own thing, but was there anything else along that line or?
Yeah, dude, it's weird too, man. So like now that I'm married, I actually am forced to care for someone else,
Ah, damn.
And not that I was ever like a selfish dickhead. I always help my friends out. I'd fucking sweat it out under the car at midnight to help my friend fix his motor. Like I always do shit for my friends, but I never really thought of other people ever. Very what's that word when you think the whole world revolves around you? Very
self-centered.
Self-centered, yes, big time, son, big time. College, which is probably why all my girlfriends cheated on me. But when I started streaming, dude, at first it didn't really
narcissistic
hit.
as well. Yeah, both of them.
Yeah. At first it didn't really hit, dude. But when I had a community, literally like my good days, my bad days, like whether I'm crying on stream, sobbing, whether I'm fucking raging, whether I'm fucking happy, like that really shifted me big time. So like my entire mindset changed from just not giving a fuck about people to really caring about people.
Yep.
And I'm not saying like I like in real life, fuck these guys. But as far as like community, like real life people, I'll curse them out in public. I don't give a shit. Like when it comes to the community, dude, like I actually feel close to them. And one of the hardest things, son, is when you build a community, no matter big or small, and one of your homies leaves and doesn't come back, bro, that shit takes a toll on you, man.
Yep.
So I will say the biggest shift was going from being self-centered to caring. But it's been a roller coaster. So like one of my mods passed away. It was really close to me a few years back. And I kind of just separated myself from everybody because it hurt. It was the biggest loss I ever had. I've never lost a family member, never lost an animal, minus my dog when I was a kid. But he was the first real loss I had. It hit hard. So it was a down slope. I kind of stopped caring about the community. Not really stopped caring. I just try to stay away from it because I didn't want to get hurt again type shit.
Yeah.
But I realized real quick that wasn't the way. So I came right back and here we are.
Yeah. Well, welcome back. I'm glad you came back. Like that's a big thing. It's
third month on Twitch, baby. Let's go.
it's the craziest thing is that the whole online death thing. I mean, it was a moderator. For some people, it's like, oh, it's just somebody online. Who cares?
Yeah.
I've got my buddy who committed suicide on my armor. Like I've got him on my arm. And he was an Xbox friend back in the day. I mean, I was probably 12, 13 when I met him, 15 when he passed away. Got the 18. As soon as I turned 18, I got that tattoo for him. I wear my heart on my sleeve. It's on my arm, the whole thing.
Yeah.
So for me, mental health comes very, very closely tied with just that whole mindset of like, yes, grinding is important. Yes, you have to focus on your dreams, but don't like kill yourself in the process of doing it. You want to push yourself, but make sure you know where your limits are. You can backtrack, recover, relax, and then go back at it again. Be strong the next day. People, it's the same when you go to the gym. Like people like, I want to go to the gym. I want to work my ass off today, but then you're sore for the next week. It's like, but just, get back into it slowly,
I'm into a podcast called Impact Theory that I watch a lot. Again, I'm self-help because I knew I was fucked up. But one of the things I learned from watching this podcast was how important routine was. And I'd pull it up and show you, but I have an app in my phone called I can't called it just has an N on it. I don't know.
Oh, they don't, Dolphy. They don't notice it at all.
Anyway, I got an app that I literally keep my schedule, keep my routine, and I make sure I do it every day. And the moment I miss, like I got sick, missed the gym for 2 weeks. I go back and I'm like, I don't feel like working out. I don't feel like working out. It's amazing because before I got sick, I always want to work out. Let's hit the gym. So taking 2 weeks off killed my entire drive.
Right.
And I had to force myself to get back into it.
That's where the motivation and discipline are different though. Like you're motivated to go to the gym only so many days, but you have to discipline yourself to be there every day. Like actually getting your ass there is the hardest part.
Discipline for anybody who works for themselves is the biggest struggle, I think. And especially like content creators, people who just stream, it's different. It's easier. And I say that because I just streamed for 4 years and it was so much easier. I could do a 12-hour stream and not care how it affected me because I just do what I needed for the next 12 hours. But like when you're a streamer and a YouTuber and you're going against the algorithm, TikToker, YouTuber, whatever the platform is, if you're making videos of some sort, you're going with algorithm, you got to be consistent. If I miss one day, my videos for the next week will be chalked by 50%. So if I'm pulling 10,000 views, it'll drop to 5 and it'll stay like that. And it's like that for every YouTuber. So it's like, there's a certain level of stress that comes with it. So it's like, it's hard to take a day off for a lot of people. It was for me, but when you start building a routine and getting ahead of your videos, you're allowed to take days off. It's a lot nicer.
Like, and some people think it's just one video a day, but if you do 3 in one day, the next 2 days are good, and then you can work on those days to build the stream platform or try some new edits or, to have some fun with it, try a new video that might not work. Right. And little things like that. The more you do one day, the more it can carry over for the rest of the week. That's a really big thing.
100%.
So 5 years ago, you were 28 years old. This is a little bit into streaming. What would you tell yourself? Whether it's streaming related, romantically related, relationships, mental health, what would you tell yourself?
5 years ago to 28?
5 years ago, yep.
Stop being a little bitch. Yeah.
Would you listen?
Do
you think if you could go back
no, I wouldn't have.
Beast Mode, thank you so much for the follow, dude.
Dude,
welcome,
I had people smarter than me telling me the things I'm
Whoa.
telling people right now, and I'm just like, you fucking old bitch, shut the fuck up. Like I just hell no, I would not have listened. I would have punched myself in the nose.
Right.
But I mean, I was a giant bitch, bro. People love my rage. Something that really took my stream off was the fact that I was probably the only one really out there just being myself, raging, being good at the game, and talking to the community. So like I had something unique going on, I guess. But my rage back then was a lot different than it is now. I've calmed down a lot.
I think it creeps out a little bit sometimes.
It does. But like the whole thing about that though is like I would rage quit the stream. We'd be on people would be just fucking having a blast. We'd have a lot of people in there. I'm like, fuck this game. I'll just end the stream. And you got to remember at the end of the day, dude, it's a business. People are there to watch and get away from reality. The last thing I want to do is see you stressed out and rage quit the stream. And I'm still guilty to this day, bro. It's something I'm still trying to work on, but that's the biggest thing to keep in mind too. I think I tell myself is remember, people are trying to get away from their stresses. They don't want to see your stress. They don't want to hear your stress. Especially
when it comes to just the fact of you're playing video games, right? Like I think the concept of being blessed and playing video games, let's say like you only stream, let's say you do 12 hours a day. Like the concept of just playing video games for people is such a very new concept, I guess, to online in general. And like you're playing tournaments, you're playing 2v2s, like you get paid to play video games. I don't know how blessed you think you are, but you're getting paid to play video games. So like taking a step back and realizing that, I think it kind of diminishes the rage a bit. It's like, yeah, I got screwed on, or I got force stacked, or they had restock clays or whatever. But like, take a step back. I mean, you're getting paid to play games. Like, just relax.
Yeah,
because I do the same thing. I rage hard too.
Well, I try to leave some rage in there because, like I said, dude, I always believe passion brings competition, and with that comes trash talk. So like, I'm not gonna bring any names up, but you see it in tournaments all the time, like, oh, so and so said something, or oh, so and so, and then people will clip shit and send it to each other. It's like, dude,
Yep.
from where I'm from in gaming, especially competitive, I used to play semi-pro Counter-Strike. Like that was just the thing, dude. Gears of War, that was the
Yep.
thing. Like I guarantee you, people would be fucking confused if they went back and heard Nick Merckx talking trash in his games. But that was normal back then. That's what
Right.
we all did. Like if you were in Modern Warfare 2 lobbies, if you take the racism out of it, all people did was still talk shit.
Yep.
You know, like that's just a part of gaming. That's a part of passion. If you watch fucking football, people are literally at the line fucking talking shit. So it fucks my head up, to be honest, how like gamers are expecting other gamers to be more uplifting and not as toxic and things like that. And don't get it twisted. There are certain levels of toxic that some people are just like, bro, what are you fucking doing?
Oh, absolutely.
But I think gamers, I think everyone just needs to accept that trash talking is just part of it. So like I trash talk friends of mine. We played up against some streamers the other day and I went in on them. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, bro, they know who I am. They know it's nothing personal. It's just
I think one of
banter.
the most interesting things is some people will like go for the throat against people that they've never played with before. They've never had a conversation with them, and it's like, what the hell? Like I've never played a game with you, and it's like I get that you're upset that we stacked you or shot your body, whatever it may be. I know John's gonna have a chuckle at this, but it's like if you have not played with me, if you've never had a conversation with me, I don't think you're right to just go for my throat and like I don't know. I mean, yeah, shit talk's fine. You get people that come in and like, oh, you're bald, oh, you're ugly, oh, you're fat. Like it's normal. Like they're just trolls. They're upset. But like when people go for the throat that are other streamers, I think it's kind of, I don't know, disappointing, I guess, to see.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That's one thing I try to work on. I'm guilty of that. Is I don't want to go after streamers because they're streaming. Like I always make comments of TTV and Facebook and this and that, and I really shouldn't. But it's the first thing that jumps out at me, so it's the first thing I attack. Because like you said, I've never played with them, so I can't attack them physically and mentally. Like like one of the things I used to thrive in was people would come to my YouTube chats and they would talk shit and they'd have their profile picture. So we used to pull them up and look at them, and I would verbally assault these poor fucking
just go off on them. Yeah.
Oh, it was gold content, bro. But people got smart. They don't put their profile pictures up anymore if they're talking shit, because I will fucking murder them.
Well, typically they're brand new accounts. They've been around for a month. You just go chat to chat talking shit, and that's all it is, you know?
That shit thrives me, though, bro. I'm going to be honest. The reason why I love Rage is I excel when I'm heated, dude.
Right.
There's a level. If I get too heated, I fucking throw and it's all trash. But if I'm like gassed, dude, that's what motivates me. That's what amps me is negativity. I thrive in that shit. So if people in my chat talking shit, I'm loving it, dude. Because I'm
staying
talking buzzed.
shit with them. You want to stay buzzed, not drunk. You just want to be in that little
yeah. Like it's all something I always try to tell people. And then I'm sorry, I'm going to cut you off.
No, go ahead. This is your interview.
When you come to my chat, like I don't want anyone to think the words that I'm saying are personal. Like it's gaming related. It's a whole nother mindset. You know, it's like people think are like, oh, Savage really hates this guy. I'm like, I don't really hate them. I'm just running my mouth because it's a video game and I'm talking that shit. I do the same thing on the football field. I do the same thing on soccer. I'll always do that.
But some people do take it personally. They're just like body shooting, just like the death comms. I mean, they take it too serious. There's times where I think I killed Devious not too long ago with OP Mark. We didn't even know it was their bounty. But like when he died, he was like, "Oh, stack me harder, pussy." And then I was like, "Oh, like that was kind of mean." And then he came into my chat and he's like, "Dude, it's all passion. Don't even worry about it. Like I completely love you guys. Like don't even worry about it."
Yeah.
And like that's the difference in streamers. Some people mean that shit, and it's like a passionate com that becomes shit talk in the chat.
True.
And some
it's
people are like,
hard to decipher. Yeah.
Right. For me, I shake it off. Everyone does it nowadays. But like the difference is when they come into your chat and say GGs, like there's no trash talk with the words. There's no bad harm.
Oh, they come in talking shit.
They come in talking, and that's the difference.
I never do that.
That's
boy.
the difference.
Yeah, I don't.
Especially when you're live. I think there's a very big difference between GG's like that. I didn't mean any of it. It was passion. Versus like GG's, you're a piece of shit. Good job stacking me. Like that's completely different. It shows your person, not a streamer. You know.
I think that's the difference between streamers and real streamers. You know.
Right.
Real streamers don't have to be successful. Real streamers don't have to have more than 5 viewers. Real streamers are just people who understand the fucking the career path. They understand what needs to be done. I've never in my life, like I'll pull up a stream because like they have TTV in the name. I just want to find out if they're live.
Right.
Because nine times out of 10 they're not. But I'll never ever talk shit or send my community to their fucking chat. That's just weird.
Oh god, I was just gonna say something. The whole real streamer thing is also understanding that this is a business. Like yeah, the career path, like just like you mentioned, like if you want to grow as a streamer, the last thing you want to do is be live, pull up somebody else's stream, and then shit talk them on your stream. How that's such a bad example. It's the same with promotion.
Oh,
Could you imagine working for McDonald's, walking into Burger King, and be like, "Hey, you guys want to go to McDonald's?" Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, no, you don't do that. Like, it's the same concept. It's one streamer, different personality, different game, going into a different stream and saying, "Hey, let's go there." It's like, no, I'm here for McDonald's. So
yeah, and I feel like I do the rage pretty well. I don't feel like I never go at anybody personally. I'll never do shit like that. Like there's a limit to what I'll do. At
right,
the end of the day, it's just personality is what I try to like force. But it definitely has held me back in my career. It's hard for me to network with people. I started in Blackout. I'd play with people, and they're family friendly streamers out there. There's no cursing on their stream. They do all that in their after dark streams, things like that. So I won't reach out to them to play things like that because I know how I'm going to be, and I ain't
same.
going to change how I'm going to be on someone's gameplay. Period. I've actually lost out on a few deals and sponsors as well because they're like, "Look, we want you to calm down your language." I'm like, "Look, that ain't fucking happening."
Right,
So there is a level to it. I think if I was a lot more tamed, if I was a lot more family friendly, I'd be in a lot better position right now. But
right.
it wouldn't be fun, dude. Like the whole purpose of me streaming isn't to like pretend to be somebody. It's not like it's a persona. I may over embellish some things. I may you know if teabag someone's body and just fucking scream just to be funny and shit like that. But like I don't ever
It's raw and unfiltered. I think it's good. Like I have one question later on about that. Like, how much have you lost because of you being so transparent and honest? But I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's a good thing because you bring people that aren't going to take shit. You bring people that understand how you work, and I think that's the biggest thing. You don't want fake followers. I mean, some people are like that, right? It's like you don't want somebody to come in and be like, "Oh, you're such a good person." Like, for example, the Joe thing, or any other like super happy, energetic guy. I'm sure he's super happy behind closed doors, but he doesn't bring that rage to the table. And I think that if it does happen and it slips up, some people are going to be very upset if it does. And it's
For sure, bro.
But it's like I love the dude. He's a cool guy, but I think that you have to have a little bit of realism in there. Like you can't be happy-go-lucky about everything.
To be honest, bro, I knew Joe from Blackout days, and I genuinely think he's a happy-go-lucky person.
Oh, really?
I genuinely think, and I'm one to always be like, oh, he's a fake fuck. Like, there's a lot of people out there that are fake streamers.
I don't think he's fake. I think that there's just like I've never seen him rage. You know what I mean? Like I've never seen him just go off the hook.
The problem is he's so fucking good at the games, dude. I mean, he was a wager player back when he started, so like, he's so fucking good, dude. It doesn't matter. The next game he's gonna slap out on.
Right.
Like, if I rage, it's like because this was a good game I had, and it might be the only one this stream. Like we never know how my day is gonna go. That's why I rage. Joe, whoa, bro, he fucking dies right off the rip. He's like, fuck it, let's do it again. I think having that skill is definitely huge. Plays a huge part in people's rage.
I absolutely agree, Mikey. This one is for new streamers. Do you have any new tips for them? Do you have any? Because I know you said streaming 12 hours is not it.
Well, so my tip would be to stream as much as you can. I recommend streaming 12 hours. Is this a question directed for people that have jobs already, or for people who just
whatever? Let's do both. Question or an answer for each one. So let's say you've got a full-time 40 to 50 hours a week that you have to work, and then you want to stream in your free time to get big. What's your path? So
just for transparency, I started streaming 6 years ago when it was still relatively early. So I took off in a matter of months. I was blessed.
Right.
But now you don't have that luxury. So what I would say for people that have jobs is, if you're single, married advice, good luck. Can't give it to you. Still figuring it out myself. If you're a single employed person, you're trying to go full time, you need to do everything, bro. There's no limit. I sleep 6 hours a day, sometimes 5, sometimes 4. It just depends on what I'm trying to do and how driven I am that day. But like, if it's a real passion of yours, if you're truly driven, you'll sacrifice sleep. You don't have to. You gotta stream, and while you're streaming, have a notepad in front of you. This is the biggest thing I don't do because I'm lazy. You need to write down every timestamp. Record your entire stream. Every timestamp you have something cool happen, write it down, and TikTok that shit. YouTube short that shit. Put it on Instagram. Every time you have a good gameplay, I don't give a fuck if it's 10 kills. I don't care if it's 20 or 30 kills. I don't give a shit if it's 5 kills. You post every damn day on YouTube. Every day. Research and learn the analytics and algorithms of the platforms you're attacking. Take a lot of time. Like when I got into YouTube, I was about to quit. Expel actually told me to stick around. So I sat back, I stopped streaming for 2 weeks, and I researched everything, dude. I looked up algorithms on every platform I was on. I looked up Watched just YouTuber after YouTuber after YouTuber and what their thoughts and concerns were, and I just made pros and cons to each of their advice, and I just did it. Trial and error, trial and error, trial and error, and I'm still trial and error. Fucking 2 years later.
Right.
Yeah, just grind your ass off on every fucking platform. If anyone loads up a stream right now and thinks that that's going to make them big, it won't. You can literally get rated by Asmongold, and tomorrow you'll be pulling the same amount of viewers.
Right.
It is the streaming community does not work like that. Streaming world does not work like that anymore, unfortunately. That's just the hard reality. You have to hit with the platforms. TikTokers, look at your top streamers right now for Warzone. Most of them came from TikTok. Great platform. I suck dick at it, but great platform, man. Now,
it's because of how many words you got to censor for a clip.
Wait, you have to censor this?
I think so. My one of mine wouldn't work unless I got rid of I said fuck once or twice in the clip, and it wouldn't play the audio. It just kept giving me zero views on it.
Okay, well, I will stop cursing. I apologize.
So I don't know if it actually is. TikTok's supposed to be a child-friendly platform, so maybe. But I've got a little audio file that like bleeps it. So you just start with the F word. As soon as you say f, it bleeps and then go k. And you know what word they said. So I don't know. It works out.
Yeah. As far as being single and not, and like you're like, I'm quitting my job or I'm out of school and this is all I'm doing. You're living with your parents, whatever you're doing, bro. Go crazy, dude.
Right.
It's a sacrifice in life. You'll hear anyone who's successful, who does this, who's a top 1% streamer. You'll hear it from them, dude. We don't hang out with friends. My friends, my mom, my parents, we all moved out to be by me. And I literally haven't seen my best friend, one of my best friends in 2 years. And I haven't seen my other best friend who moved out here in like a matter of months. And the only times we get to see each other is working out. It's huge sacrifices, bro. But again, dude, you got to think of the long-term plan. Where do you want to be, bro? Somebody once told me a beautiful saying. He said, if you grind your ass off for 5 straight years, you'll never have to work another day in your fucking life. And it's so true, bro. So I'd highly recommend 12-hour streams. When you get off of streaming, bro, go through your entire day's worth of content with all those timestamps you have. Because if you got to scroll through there and find it, you're going to quit. Make sure you write it down. Go through it right after your stream. Make a TikTok. Edit it. Learn how to do it. Very easy. Post your gameplays on YouTube every day. Figure out thumbnails. Figure out titles. Figure out keywords and tags.
Little thing to jump off of with the timestamp thing. If you have a stream deck or any other type of thing that you can push a button to timestamp it, there's a highlight in your Twitch VODs you can do that'll send it to the VOD. And then when you go back, there's a little highlight marker. So I have I record all my stuff, but like the way that my recordings work is if I'm recording a game, as soon as it ends, I know at the end of the clip that's when something happens. So that's like the way that I set it up. But if you're gonna do it like without a stream deck, without anything else, I would do the highlight marker, or like if there's a way, I think you can do even a clip, like it'll just clip the last 30 seconds or like an exclamation point clip in the chat, something like that. Like little things like that can be used that people don't know, you know what I mean? Like people don't know how that works. Like for example, the stuff on my stream, like the way that I have the questions linked up, it's all through my stream deck. Every single question is popped up here so you guys can read them. But not many people know how to do that, right? So like I had to research how to do it because I wanted it to be a really good interview style. It took me like, I don't know, a day or two of researching, but I figured out how to do it. And like, that's the difference. You have to figure out how to do it.
You really do. I just figured out there were plugins for my stream. I've had my stream deck since it came out, and I've never used it. I just realized there's so many plugins for this thing. That will blow you away.
I've got a scenes for folders. I've got a scenes for questions, and inside the question folder, there's 2 for intro questions and personal questions. We're almost halfway through, and it's just like there's so many fun things you can do, and that's my favorite thing about it. Any other tips for new streamers besides grinding your ass off, trying to just make something work?
Talk to chat.
That's a big one. Yeah, some people forget that.
A lot of people. I think the majority of streamers now, the majority of gaming streamers, to be honest, just chatting streamers fucking nail it. Right. Gaming streamers, they just stream and they game. I'm not naming names, but there's a lot of pro Warzone players out there who probably would be killing the streaming game, but they don't talk to chat, so they don't pull many viewers. They don't get much interaction. And even though that's not their goal, it's just simply just looking at chat, having a conversation with people that are there watching you, supporting you. Right. That can change make the difference.
The difference between being a streamer and a gamer is very hard to put together. There are cracked out 5 KD players with 2 viewers, and there are not cracked 2 KD players with a 500 to 1,000. It's just it depends. Like on Twitch, the goal is to stream and interact with communities, so you have to interact with chat in some way. Even if it means like I'm on a burner chat, like I'll talk to you in a second. I know so many people from our community are like, I'm on 10 kills, there's 100 up, I'm gonna focus this game chat, and then we all understand that. But 99% of the time, they're talking to chat. They're enjoying the community as a whole. So I think little things like that kind of showcase your character and how you want to be a streamer and not just the video game gamer. So you gotta
That's what I would
distinguish
say.
the two.
If I could ever like have a dream, it'd be just a just chatting streamer. Like if I could just chat, and at one point we were doing really well as just chatting streamer. But if I could do that again, dude, I'd fucking focus on that.
Do you have a home
100%.
gym or anything like to actually record workouts at home? Because that would work really well for a just chatting stream.
I would love to. So the idea is to get a hot tub, the hot tub streams,
Woo!
and build a home gym. I haven't started the home gym yet because right now COVID just spiked all these prices up on weights.
Everything's crazy. Yep. I
Oh,
would
it's
even
nuts.
recommend like Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, and then like anybody that's doing garage sales around your area. You can pick up some decent stuff. But obviously,
Problem is,
the
like-
brand new shiny gym is so much fun, you know.
Yeah, well, I want like really good equipment. I want gym equipment. Like I did the Facebook Marketplace, and we got some benches, but it's it's the ones from like Dick's Sporting Goods where it's like it's wobbly, they're not sturdy. Like the bench could break at any moment. And for example, I bought a bench from somebody, and it broke under me while I was benching.
Ooh.
So luckily it broke to one side and all the weight fell off, but I was like, never again. So like when I do build in a gym, it's gonna be a gym. My dream now, actually, my 5-year plan is to open an actual gym.
Ooh.
That's gonna be the thing. Is
The Wolfpack Warriors. I'm down.
something like that. There's a gym called Alpha Land that just took the game over, bro. But I'm tired of going to gyms and having one squat rack or 4 benches or
Right.
a mirror where you can do curls that's 2 feet wide, and you have people texting on the Smith machines or the squat racks. I was over that shit.
Right. No, I completely understand that. It's really hard to invest in that because that's probably without like an actual home gym is probably 10 grand plus, maybe 8 to 9 if you can make it cheaper. But like, damn.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is there's a lot of equipment out there now where you can literally mount it to the wall. And I say only 1,000, but when you compare it to other equipment, it's not bad. So there's like a couple $1,000s. The squat rack that comes down, but it converts to a bench. It's basically an all-in-one.
It's
Which
like
I really
the Titan
like.
thing, right? The Titan.
Yeah, exactly.
I forgot what it's called.
Exactly.
That was one of the ones I
that
looked
like,
into too.
Yeah. But I need it's the small things too. I need like an abductor machine or like,
A row machine, some type of
Yeah,
stairmaster,
just,
little things like that.
you know,
And those
lat
things are
pull
fucking
downs.
expensive, man. Whew.
Yeah.
And getting
Yeah,
all the
I'd-
extensions for the lat pull down machine and everything. Oh my god.
I need some good square footage as well as probably like a $10,000 investment. I'm just not ready for that right now. So I'm hoping, but you're right. The dream is to go back to doing workout streams because I used to do them.
Oh, they're good. Because I mean, you can do little things like every 5 follows, you do 20 push-ups. Every follows 10 push-ups. Like little things like that. And then chat can do them with you. Like on the minute, every minute, you guys can do workouts like that. And it's very interactive, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
So this is where I think some of my questions get a little bit more personal. Where do you want to be 10 years from now? Where do you see yourself? Where do you see the community, your life, your relationships?
Well, I see myself with well over 1 million subs on multiple channels. Away from gaming mostly. I want to have one gaming channel that just does well. But I feel like nobody gives a shit about my gaming. It's more or less what I say. So
Like
I want
your personality, yeah.
Yeah, so I want to find something to do, whether it's podcasts, whether it's whatever the situation is, where I'm just talking and educating and motivational. I don't know. I want to inspire people to a certain extent. As far as content's concerned, I also want to get into real estate. That's been a huge drive of mine for these past few years, and I think that about covers it.
Oh, it's good. It's good. When it comes to like life lessons, what is one that you learned the hard way?
If you're in a bad relationship, leave before it gets too deep.
Anything else
Do
you want to
not.
touch on with that or no?
Oh, bro, dude, I wasted. Some people just don't connect. Some people just aren't meant to be, bro. And when things are happening, let's just, without getting too personal, look at the Amber Heard thing, right?
Right.
The first time that shit happens, just leave.
Right.
Just don't even fuck with it. The first time they're going through your phone when you've literally done nothing wrong, the first time they accuse you of cheating, the first time they cheat on you, whatever dude, if it's a bad relationship, it's a bad relationship.
Don't try to cover the red flags. Some people they
No.
get so caught up in that. Like it's
like
you
I
can't
was
change
all
the
like,
person.
oh, I love her, and you're trying to change, right? And that's the problem. It's like, dude, if you don't sync up, you don't sync up. One of you's gonna have to change.
Right.
And I actually was trying to change to make them happy, and eventually with that, lost myself and went to a deep depression. So
Yeah,
like,
a lot of
you
people do
really
that.
gotta work on you. Yeah. Fuck fuck anyone else, dude.
And like some things, it's good to realize like some bad things. Like, so if some relationships you're like, oh, I didn't value your time enough, I was more self-centered than I should have been. That's a red flag from you, not them. And like, you need to understand that. Like, but if you go to the next relationship and it wasn't actually a red flag, it was just them being not chemically, connected to you, like that's different. But like, make sure you understand their side of the story too. I say that with everything. Like, some people, I talk politically on my iStream all the time. Like, if you really think that after all these years, after all these religions, that your God is the only true God, and let's say you die today, and you go meet fucking Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades all in the same room, the fuck are you gonna do? Where's the real God? No, you're gonna get fucking smited. Like, open up your eye and like, maybe there's something else. Like, I don't know. Like, I always bring up the like, prove to me the Earth isn't flat. Even though I know it's spherical, but like, prove to me. Like, how can you? Like, I've never been to space. You've never been to space. Unless you've seen the curvature from Earth from a helicopter or a plane, like you can't tell me it's not flat.
I think the problem with a lot of people when it comes to the shit like that, and this is one of the reasons why, and I'm bad at it too. And this is another tip for you streamers out there trying to grow, is like, you got to be on social media, and I'm not, dude. I fucking can't stand Twitter. When I look through Twitter, all I see is because all I follow is streamers, so it's either one of two things. One, it's streamers being insecure as fuck, or two, it's people getting really, really heated arguments about shit that really doesn't concern them.
Right.
Like for instance, I made a tweet the other day. It was just something like, I wish Warzone 2 had a possibility to kill yourself in the gulag so you can come back faster if your teammates are by a buy station, right?
Right.
And it was just like some people just disagree, like, hey, I disagree with this, and other people are like, that's fucking stupid, and just like getting too crazy, like trying to work you up. I'm just like, nah, fuck that energy, I'm good. And I think the problem is perspective. I think most people lack perspective. Most people, they watch Kardashians, they watch TV, and we're grown up and we're bred to watch drama. That's what TV is nowadays. And unfortunately, like, I'm not one of those guys that's like, video games make you a murderer, because they clearly fucking don't. If you think that you're stupid. But like,
they've debunked that so many times, and still people still
humans
think
are impressionable. Humans are impressionable people. When you're hanging out with your friends, you're gonna end up saying the same slang as them. You're gonna end up laughing similar to them. You're gonna end up finding the similar things the same. This is why parents are always trying to keep you out of certain crowds and keep you in good groups, because you can see over history, like, I'm sure I've got friends that hung out with different crowds as we went older. They stopped fucking with me, fuck with these guys, and now they're in jail, dead, whatever the case is. And it's like, people are impressionable. So right now, everyone's just watching TV. It's all drama. The Amber Heard thing, as funny as it is, it's a perfect fucking example, dude. Because you go on Twitter looking at the Amber Heard comments, and just people are going cutthroat with each other, which is just so weird, because we live in a society now that's supposed to be like, oh, respect each other, love each other, no hate. But when it comes to anything, when it comes to anything that's not race, sex, or gender, people will literally go at each other until death.
But that comes back to the whole, I've never met you. Like, I don't feel the need to invoke my opinions on you, because I don't know what you think, your experiences, and anything like that. Well, go ahead.
No, that's the thing, is people just don't know what opinion is. Like, we all, dude, that's why I don't talk. I will not ever, when I'm playing with anyone like you or Art and it gets political, I'll just sit there and listen. Me and Art, we don't see eye to eye politically. I still fucking love Art to death.
Right.
I'm somewhere in the middle between all that.
Yep.
Just because I hate both sides. It's just, people need to again find themselves and come up with their own opinions. But again, at the end of the day, bro, like, I got viewers who have different opinions. I got a viewer that's a vegan, too. Right. But people lack perspective is what I'm trying to say. People haven't experienced both sides. I've experienced both sides. I've had different feelings about certain things and bounce back and forth. I can have a conversation with someone who literally disagrees with everything I say, and still talk to them civil.
Yep.
Unfortunately, most people can't, because they get triggered. This whole triggered word
or offended or whatever it is. Yeah.
Well, triggered and offended used to be a bad thing. That was a negative thing. Like, you shouldn't get offended. You shouldn't get triggered. But now it's like, that's an excuse. Yep. You triggered me. Like, it shouldn't be. I'm sorry that you're emotional and you can't control your emotions, but at the end of the day, dude, like, this is not how humans are supposed to fucking to be. Like, go back 100 years. Go back 100 years to all the way to the start of the existence of humans. And what would happen then if you had these triggering moments?
Get your head cut off. Yeah, challenge to
all right. Yeah, it's like, dude, we were in a very blessed society right now, living a really good fucking life, dude. And people get so mad about stupid shit.
I always talk about like the concept of, because I think it all ties together perfectly, which is why we create our own problems. If you take away the superpower of just the United States, right? If we were not the world's superpower, if we didn't have all the safety nets of being so strong, I don't think these problems would exist. I really don't. I think that because we're so sheltered, like I agree, gender's a good thing to like to have. To the concept of it is great, but like if it's infringing upon, like I can't call you this because you're incredibly offended, now we can't have a conversation. I think you need to back up a little bit. Like I don't know what my pronouns are. I haven't dove into that as much as some people have, but I think the concept's great. I think the idea of having your own identity is amazing. But at the same time, I don't think we need to label everything. I think labeling's bad. Like, I don't like the fact of labeling someone as bald, tall, and fat. Like, I think it's kind of demeaning, you know? It's
regressing.
Yeah.
I think right now the human race, or America, we're definitely regressing. It's hard, even for me streaming, it's hard to like know what I should and shouldn't say anymore, because I know viewers out there do have, you know, and I've lost a lot of good viewers just from simply joking.
Yep.
I remember one viewer in particular, I was like, you're not from the South, bro, you're in Virginia. I was just trolling because it's in the middle of the US. Lol. And he's like, I'm a Southerner, and he left, never came back. And I'm like, I'm just teasing, bro. Like this is just, it's friendly banter, but
some people take it to heart. That's the thing. I mean, anything that you say will be offensive to somebody. The fact that I said that offended somebody.
Well, the problem is people, I truly believe people that get offended like that, they haven't experienced enough negativity in their life. They haven't experienced true hardship. Like I grew up poor. I mean, dude, there were you know, no food some days, and it was a very, I had a lot of friends. It was a very bad area, but it taught me a lot.
Right.
It taught me appreciation for fucking sure. And I think that's one of the reasons why I don't give a fuck. I mean, New Orleans is known as the melting pot of the U.S., or it was at one point. Because we don't give a fuck if you're gay. We don't give a fuck if you're black. We like, no one cares, bro.
Right.
Like, are you a shitty person or not? And if you are, I'm not fucking with you. And nobody. I grew up in a predominantly black neighborhood, and race was never an issue for me or with anybody else. But it's like all of a sudden now, dude, it's just like you can't get away from this shit.
I'll never understand the concept of it.
I think people just need to go and stop giving a fuck.
Right.
People give too many fucks about things they shouldn't, when in reality they should be focusing on themselves, because they probably be living a little bit better life if they weren't on Twitter making a lot of hate comments, you know?
For me, the concept of race is, I don't know if it's because I was raised right or whatever it may be, but like if you told a kid, like, I want you to go draw a good picture, but you can't use this color, and this color, those are bad colors. The kid would look at you like, what the fuck? What do you mean I can't use those colors? Those are great colors.
Right.
They fit the whole picture. It's like, you're shit right. You're goddamn right. It fits the whole fucking picture. Like, you need the colors, and you need diversity. You need, like, that's the whole point of it. Like, the fact that you judge somebody upon skin color is just, it blows my fucking mind.
Like, what's crazy is I truly believe right now, and this is just my opinion because of where I came from. Like, I truly believe there are still racists out there, no doubt, but I think right now is probably a time where people don't judge each other as much as they used to.
I think it's just being pushed by media.
It's like, being pushed hard.
It's the same with deaths. I mean, think about how many deaths you would have heard about 100 years ago. Like, you might hear about a resident through a telegram, and like in your town, that's it.
The problem, I think, like I said, it's perspective. Nobody has perspective. They just see what they see, and then they believe it, and they get heated by anything that's opposite of what they first learned.
Yep.
It's, you know, not to get political, but it's when you look at the two sides, the fars of both sides, I think, whether people agree with what they believe in or not, they'll vote for them as long as they agree on one thing.
Yeah, and that's what's terrifying.
If a person agrees with, you know, Nancy Pelosi or Donald fucking Duck, you know, they hate everything about both of them, but one of them's like, fuck yeah, I like that idea. They'll just go with that person, and then they'll believe everything they say since then.
And some of it's just as simple as like the gun control or abortion or like just marijuana. They'll just immediately go to one side.
Right. If people just need to stop giving a fuck. Yeah. And everyone always tells me when I say that, like, well, no one gives a fuck how things going to change. Well, I mean, they were changing pretty good on their own if you let the people in power actually fix things instead of getting riled up. Granted, we're not so good off there, but again, dude, we live our own lives. Like, people need to stop being so heated on social. But I got really off topic.
No, you're good. Keep going. Like, this is my favorite
that's
thing.
One of the reasons why I'm not on social media, is because I just don't. I want to be away from that energy. I got to be in positive energy around good people, good vibes, or I get dragged down. The
political concept is actually really interesting to me because I personally, I sit in the middle for a lot of things too, and I like to hear about different sides. For example, I took a women's studies class my last year this semester, right? And it was every single assignment was a discussion board where we had to talk about what we learned from this feminist book and what we disagreed with. And I'm like, ma'am, I don't think I have enough experience with women as a male that I can give my opinion of what I don't like in this book. I don't. And she was
do.
like, that was a really well thought out, response, but you still have to do the assignment. I'm like, I don't disagree with anything. And if you yell at me for not disagreeing, then you're part of the problem. I can't disagree with something I don't know. Like, if this entire book was about being an African-American cis woman, a cis female, right? I don't think I could give my opinions on that because I am not that person. Like, I literally don't identify as any of that. So I can't. I'm a straight cisgender white male. Like I can't, so.
Not allowed to.
Exactly. It's like, if I do, it's like, if I disagree with something, like, you're going to attack me for it. Somebody's going to get offended by it. Like, I literally cannot disagree with any of this because, one, I haven't experienced it. Two, I don't like know any of this experience. I don't know any of this like for true or false. And three, I'm a completely different person than I don't know. It doesn't feel right. It was like the whole Iceman Isaac thing where he was like, with the rally thing, we should forget about the rally thing. It's like, I don't think you're the person to talk about that.
And see, that's another example too. Nothing against anyone, but I was just about to touch on that. Is it's weird to me that when streamers become streamers, right? We all at some point get a bigger head than we probably should. And we all think our opinions are more or less. And I'm not talking about Iceman at all on this one. There's a lot of streamers on my head that I'll see that I follow, and they finally pull in 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, and they're just like, everyone do better. Like, there's always these do better fucking posts. It's like, bro, at the end of the day, bro, we literally play video games for a living. Our opinions on shit like that does not fucking matter. Right. Nor should you push your community to make that assumption either. But relating to Iceman Isaac, going back to him in general, we're better off just keeping our fucking mouths shut.
Exactly.
Because you're gonna split your community. I mean, Eminem split his fan base big time when he did what he did, and that's fucking Eminem. You think a streamer can't do the same?
Was it the Trump thing where he was like that one, or
line in the sand?
Oh, yeah.
But regardless, like, at the end of the day, dude, every streamer, whether you want to consider yourself that or not, is an entertainer of some form.
Yep.
People want to watch you to get away from that shit, bro. Like, that's the number one reason why I don't talk about political, and I don't talk about politics. I don't talk about religion, is because all that does is bring someone to the triggering.
What's up, Darth?
Like, I want people to leave the stream happy, laughing at me, crying, whatever the case is. And I think that's what everyone needs to do. And I hate when celebrities do that shit too. It's like, stay in your fucking lane, let people live their lives.
Yeah,
one
absolutely.
of the things that really fucks my head up is me personally. Is like, people look at my stream, like, Savage is so negative. Like, other streamers will literally like just either duck me, blacklist me, whatever the case is. They'll literally just block me because I'm so negative. But then they're on Twitter fucking just going in with somebody back and forth. I'm like, I'm the negative. I'm fucking toxic in a video game. You're toxic in real life, bitch. Like, what the
completely
fuck
different.
What kind of right do you have coming at me, bitch?
Exactly.
So that's why, again, I don't think streamers, actors, anyone, we're all entertainers. We're all jesters at the end of the fucking day, bro. We're just overpaid jesters. So it's like, dude, we need to stay in our fucking lane, shut our fucking mouths, and do what we do. Like, that's all there is to it. And also, it amazes me when shit like that comes out about streamers, being racist or whatever it is. It's amazing to me that there's not consequences to their career. It amazes me. Twitch is a company. Twitch is a corporation that we get paid by.
Yeah.
So if you work at a law firm, if you're a teacher, what happens if you're a teacher and you go on fucking Facebook talking some shit? You get fired.
You get fired. Yeah, exactly.
Well, again, dude, we're entertainers. We work for Twitch. Technically, they pay us.
Yeah.
We make money through Twitch. There needs to be TOS of like your Twitter and all that, your Facebook. All of this is subject to termination because when videos come out, bro, like bad ones.
System, right? Because from what I understand, the same reason with the whole OnlyFans thing and all of the sexual content off of Twitch, they can't infringe upon that. From what I understand, like, bound by their contract, because that was the thing where if you did an exclamation point OnlyFans in your chat, you couldn't link it through that, but you could do a link tree to the OnlyFans, and that was fine. So I think they just can't act upon that. It's like what you'd say outside, which is different from a normal company. Like, if you say something as a teacher, you get fired.
But they could rework that contract.
100%. But I don't think they will.
What it would teach streamers to do. Well, it'd be beneficial to Twitch and to streamers.
Yeah.
One, it'd keep us in check, so we don't say stupid shit and go out of our fucking lanes, talk about shit we don't know about. And there are political streamers, and I'm not referring to them at all. There are people that I fuck with and watch for political reasons.
Yeah.
On both sides, and this isn't towards them, but like when you're playing games for a living, got no right to like have opinions on shit like that, in my opinion. But it'd benefit Twitch because and the streamer, because we wouldn't be pushing our viewers away from some bullshit, and with that, Twitch would still make more money. We would make more money. You know?
Yeah, they even talked. Did you about the 18 plus after dark thing that they're considering?
Mm-mm.
So they're considering nudity on Twitch, I believe. Well, so it's interesting because that opens a lot of floodgates.
Now I get to wear my fucking my birthday suit. Let's go. Can't wait, baby.
Yeah, the DMCA music makes 100% sense, but I think that the whole, like, when they opened the just chatting, and then they opened the pools and hot tubs, I think they're just slowly getting closer and closer to the Pornhub. You know, like it's just right there.
Well,
so
therein lies a huge problem too. Is there's a lot of banking companies, a lot of credit card services will not allow you to do transactions if there's nudity involved.
Wait, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Or there's
I should go cancel my feet stream.
Or they'll raise your fines. No, as a company. So like, Pornhub had they cut out credit card payments. Or so there was a huge article about it. They cut out credit card payments, or something. Now you have to pay with like crypto or some. I don't remember what it was, but something. Either debit cards was cut out. One of them was cut out. Something.
It was probably credit cards though, because I feel like they were getting bounced or something. Debit cards is usually fine.
No, there was something. It was like a belief thing. Like I can't remember. I have to pull it up to go into it more, but you can Google it too. Like Google Pornhut payment issues, and there's a whole article on it. But basically, like,
make sure you
the
put
big dogs are like, we don't want nudity. Yeah, we're not going to support you if you have nudity on your platform. So they literally had to change their entire payment system.
Yeah.
But I don't care how people make their money, dude. I don't give a fuck about the hot tubbers.
Well, that's the thing. So many people demean it. It's like, oh, women get paid more because they're just flaunting. It's like, dude, I don't see why you think that your personality is lesser than a body. Is that what you're saying? Like, you're saying like you're so non-entertaining and you can't.
That's the thing, bro. That's the thing right there. Is like with that mindset. Like, if someone told me that, I wouldn't even respond to them. I was like,
right.
How the fuck do you care? Like, well, what? How does that affect me indirectly? Right. You know, it doesn't. It doesn't affect me at all. And you know,
are you thinking about like, OnlyFans? So Cal's talking about it. That's why OnlyFans got forced to stop full sexy videos because the banks that said they won't support it anymore. Interesting.
It might have been OnlyFans. You're right.
Yeah.
This happened like 6 months ago. It's pretty recent.
Okay.
I learned a lot about the credit card transaction thing when that happened. But again, it started with a belief system.
Yeah.
I don't remember if the CEO is like Christian or what it was, but they're like, we don't want to fuck with nudity. There's problems that arise with that. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, if Twitch goes that route, then
it might be that Cal.
Pornhub. That's a big one, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know how they.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it was a concept. I know Asmongold touched on it. It was some interview from a couple lesser, not the CEO, but like underneath.
Yeah.
Which I mean, like whatever they do. Like I just think that it opens so many cans of worms because then it's like, well, we want to talk about more politics on stream. We want to talk about gambling on stream. Like I don't know. Nudity opens a whole door of stuff that needs to be allowed, and I don't think they can really capitalize on all of it because then it's like, how much nudity can be involved? Is there just going to be sex all throughout Twitch? Is it going to become a cam site? Like, I don't know. That opens a whole door. It'll probably
be a different category. Well, yeah. I mean, it's definitely going to be weird. And the feedback, the backlash from that could be parents just cutting off or blocking, schools blocking Twitch, works blocking Twitch. Work blocks YouTube a lot. I know I have viewers right now that tell me their work allows Twitch, not YouTube. If work start blocking Twitch because they'll block Pornhub, they block Twitch.
Oh, absolutely.
Twitch's revenue is going to dive.
Well, think about how
everyone's going to fucking take a hit from that.
It's so easy to make an account and just say, "Oh yeah, I'm 25," you know, and you just go around it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
If they find a way to separate it and not hurt their system, I wouldn't care. And this is the biggest thing. People always complain about women streamers showing cleavage, or I joke about it, like, "Oh, I wish I had titties," because if I did, bitch, I'd be showing them too. But people always like they get heated, like, it's not fair. They're pulling our viewers. Like, you got to realize, bitch, these people who watch gamers. They may go off and watch these from time to time, but those streamers aren't stealing our viewers. They have their own set of viewers. People who watch us to game. They don't care if we have boobs or not. Like, even if these hot tub girls went away, we'd still have the same viewers.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like when one goes live, we might lose a few. Like, oh, I want to go see what she's wearing today. But overall, man, like, people just need to stop giving a crap.
No, absolutely. No, you're fine. I don't give a shit.
Just stop caring. Once again, bro, just everyone, like, mind your business. You know, help out the people around you. Keep your energy good. Do you, be you, and don't get caught up in the bullshit back and forth thing.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Especially when you're trying to focus up. There's so many people that are just like, you know, miserable and depressed, and they're still just into that. I fucking hate everyone. Like, just stop it. Put that phone down. You'll be happy. I promise.
Right. So we touched upon. Okay, so I touched upon the 5 years ago. Would you listen to yourself? Right. If you could go back in time to change something, do you think you would do it?
5 years ago?
Anytime. If you were 12 and you got into a fight, would you get rid of that? Would it affect you?
No, I wouldn't change shit.
Nothing?
Mm-mm.
You're happy with
I went through
exactly
a
where you
lot.
are?
Yeah, I'm too happy with my life right now, bro. Look, I went through a lot of miserable shit. The shit that scarred me for sure. But with that, I learned a lot. I learned,
Yo, Al, thank you. Thank you so much for the gift of
I just
sub.
learned I learned how to treat people better personally. I found my wife. If one of those variables I changed that made me miserable, I would have changed that. There's a potential I never moved to Alabama, never find my wife, never start streaming.
Right.
I would never change anything in my life. The biggest thing I always try to tell people, especially those with like suicidal thoughts, is because I was there before. Like,
Same.
dude, it will get better,
Yeah.
and seeing how it got better now, I would go through that again to know where I'm at today. 100%.
What blows my mind about time that people sometimes forget is like heartbreak or depression or whatever it may be. Like the craziest thing that I wrote to myself, I mean, literally 5 years ago now, was with my first real girlfriend of like a year and a half. Is I wrote about how 5 years from now I won't remember the color of your eye, and like look, I was on Jesse's when the interview happened. I was like, I looked back and I'm like, I don't remember what eye color she has. I don't follow her on social media or anything. I don't know who the hell she is, So it's just really weird how time kind of it kind of closes wounds. They get reopened in death, and you kind of remember them, and you feel you're allowed to have emotions towards that. But like understand that you're stronger because of that, and you can move forward in a better way. And
sure.
Some people forget that, like, because you're so far down into your rut, you hit rock bottom, and shit hits the fan, and you're like, I don't want to do this anymore. But it's like, think about where you're going to be a couple years from now. Think about where you're going to be next month. Like last year ago, I was in one of the biggest heartbreaks of my life, and I was at rock bottom. But now thinking about where I am, where I've come from, what I've learned is so completely different from where I was a year ago. So I'm absolutely blessed about it.
Yeah, you're 100% right, and you lead to a good point. But what I've always said, what I always thought was, where we're at right now, like depression's all-time high.
Yep.
By far.
Depression and anxiety both. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I get anxiety from playing video games, which blows my mind. But
and heartburn at this rate.
when it comes to facts, when it comes to what were we talking about again?
Going back in time to change something.
Dude, when it comes to heartbreak, right?
Oh yeah.
The biggest thing, the hardest thing is moving on, right?
Yeah.
The problem now, and most people who are depressed, some people, I'd say half the people are depressed of some form of heartbreak, loss, breakups, friends leaving, whatever the case is, or loneliness. The problem with it is you have these pictures, dude. I sat there and I mourned my ex for a year and a half, 2 years. It was bad, dude.
Yep.
And I would just always go through my pictures and always just bringing up those feelings. Well, my hard drive crashed, lost all my photos from everything. And I was in college at the time, and I didn't have that anymore. And it was amazing to me how after 2 years of just feeling like it was still day one, when I didn't have those pictures to go back to, and she blocked me on social, I blocked her on social, so I never saw her.
Right.
How fast I fucking got out of that spot.
It's crazy, isn't it?
And not just with heartbreak, dude. Like it comes with seeing other people's happiness. So like when you're depressed, dude, and you're scrolling Instagram, you're scrolling Twitter, it's like it's hard to pull yourself out when you see these people having fun. I've been there.
It's like, nothing but happiness. You don't see the darker side to social media. That's what I'm saying. It's
exactly.
Like, that's why like streams they're more raw and unfiltered compared to social media. Like anybody can take a photo with the perfect lighting, the best smile, the best kiss, whatever it may be. Like that's how social media works, the filters and stuff. But like as soon as you go to streams, you see that raw, unfiltered passion, and it's so different.
For sure. For fucking sure.
That's why I absolutely love it. That's why I actually love your stream so much too. I actually haven't been in your stream a lot because we have very different stream schedules. But being in there is actually a lot of fun because you're very much yourself, and I love it.
Thanks, brother.
So back to you, handsome man. What is a quote that you think everyone should live by?
Oh shit. That's a good one.
I mean, you can think. I can catch up with chat if you want to think on it for a second.
Yeah, go ahead and catch up with chat. I'm
perfect.
gonna harp on this one.
All right. Well, Savage is thinking. I want to thank everyone for following Adonix. So it's Adonexus, Grouchy Treadmill, Soul, King Leo, Marty McFry. Is it Likey Mikey or Ikey Mikey? Beast Mode Living, Icy Smoke Demon, Handy Manny, Bosani, and Al with the gifted sub. Thank you guys so much. Welcome in, everybody. I hope you're all doing well today. This is part 3 of Therapy Thursday with Savage 2C. I appreciate you guys all being in here. If you guys want to start adding questions, what's up, Kath? If you guys want to start adding questions towards the end, I've got 5 more after this one, and you guys can ask whatever questions you want. Make them personal, make them personal, ask about his life, whatever you want to do. Just start putting them in chat, and I'll happily ask him for you guys. Anything?
I don't know, man. I think I'll just re-hit on something I already said, is just, 2 things. One, worry about yourself, stop worrying about others. That's the biggest. And 2, again, for those of you that are just wanting to be in an area that you're not at, grind for 5 years so you set yourself up for life. That's important, dude. Even before streaming, dude, I worked 3 jobs for multiple years back to back. I'm used to working a lot, and working a lot, you end up falling in love with it. You end up falling with the grind. Put yourself in a position to where you can do whatever the fuck you want to be happy.
And also, like, find new habits, like find some new hobbies that you would enjoy, try some new things that you might not like. Like, even if you're like, oh, I absolutely hate broccoli, and like as a kid I hated it, and I grew up and I'm like, this is my favorite fucking vegetable, this shit's amazing, like, why did I hate this, and like little things like that you hated as a kid, try again. Like, maybe you love history now, maybe you love geography, maybe you like rocks, I don't know, like, try something new, try it, screw it,
Sure.
If you hated science and computers as a kid, try it again now, maybe you love it, I don't know, oh, this one's formatted wrong, whoops, bad streamer over here, yikes. So this is, I can read it out. If we learn from our mistakes, why do you think people are afraid to make them?
That's my whole YouTube channel's about, bro. It's ego, and it's not only ego, but it's habits. Again, dude, going back to what I said earlier, like, when you develop habits, it's hard to break them. That's why you want to develop good habits and break out of the bad ones.
Right.
Just for example, heart beating. Just holding up the heartbeat sensors. One of the things I harp on, like, stop doing that. Learn from your mistakes, right? Get better habits. I think a lot of it has to do with ego. People don't want to change in the first place. People don't like change. It's natural. You have to force yourself to like change. Put yourself in different positions in order to enjoy it. And secondly, people don't want to look bad. Whatever it is. People trying something new, whether it's gaming, whether it's this or that. Like, people don't like failing, dude. It's just people are so afraid of failing that they don't want to take the risk. They don't want to take the leap, dude. I failed multiple times. I tried streaming twice before I really streamed, and I failed. I tried business ventures that I failed on. Every entrepreneur in life, for example, even though it's not relatable, has failed in some business venture. You just got to get out there and take risks, dude. If you're going to play conservative, you're going to have a very conservative life. Whether it's a financial goal you have, or it's a relationship goal you have, or no matter what your goal is, dude, if you're not out there taking risks, you're not there trying and grinding, it's going to be very hard for anything to happen. And I'm speaking from experience. There's exceptions to the rules for sure, but yeah, no. I think a lot of it has to do with people are afraid to fail, relating to their ego, and people don't like change. So, like, if they've done that's the whole, and going back to the beginning, saying, like, if you don't like your job, find another one. So many people are just stuck there because they like it. They don't want to change.
Right. And some people just get caught up in that. It's like, oh, but this is my safety net. I don't want to move on from here. Yeah.
Safety nets are death traps, bro.
Because you get too comfortable. Absolutely. When your life goes to shit, what is your ideal way to unwind or relax? Or
I have no idea.
There's got to be something you do.
That's the biggest battle I have right now, is finding ways to relax. Right now, I think the best way for me to relax is to, like, go into the wilderness. Like, we go camping or get a cabin, leave all my phones leave everything, and just literally stare off and let your mind decompress. It's people think to, like, oh, I got to unwind, I got to do some fun shit. And some people it works, but sometimes, man, for everyone, it just takes your mind nothingness to decompress and figure things out. In a society where we're just going balls to the wall, no matter what the fuck we're doing, we're working, we're sleeping, we're hanging out with our friends, hanging out with our wife, dude, you get so many thoughts just bottled up in your fucking head, you can't figure it out, which causes a lot of anxiety. So sometimes I'll go outside on my back porch and I'll literally just sit in my chair and just stare off into the woods. It's something I struggle with big time, because right now, with the grind, dude, if I'm not working, I'm thinking of work. And if I'm out there struggling to, like, relax, that's usually work that's on my mind.
Right. And I think for a lot of people, some it's like the gym, some people it's hiking, some people it's just sitting on the porch, just looking at the stars, imagining, like, is what I'm doing worth it? And some people it's not. It's like, take a minute to realize that what you're doing right now isn't what you're going to do for the rest of your life. You know, you can try new things, you know, get out of your comfort shell and try some cool stuff. But something you get caught up in it, you know?
Oh, for sure. Something I used to do before I met my wife was I'd stream, and whether it was a good stream, bad stream, is if especially bad streams. If I just had a stream that was just like this was garbage, my attitude was bad, this didn't go the way I wanted to, I'd get in my car and I'd drive.
Driving's a big one, yeah.
I drive for 3 hours, bro. We live on the Gulf Coast, so I would drive from Louisiana all the way to Orange Beach sometimes.
Wow.
Drive back.
Yeah.
That's 3 to 6 hour drives, dude. Drive to Biloxi, drive back. Um, and sometimes I had music, but most of the time I didn't, dude. Like I said, just silence, bro.
Yep.
Will fucking do you wonders sometimes.
No, absolutely. And some people forget that. Like they get, I mean, like one of my favorite things to do is when I'm at the gym, I turn on airplane mode. I do not touch my phone unless I'm switching through music. Like this is my time to decompress and understand that shit hits the fan. It's just, you know, we're going to get by day. And some people, they're on social media scrolling through Twitter. I'm like, dude, isn't this your time to relax for a minute? Like focus on yourself, not other fucking people. It's not your time, you know?
It's hard, but that's something me and my wife argue about. Like we'll watch TV and she's always on her phone. And I'm like, are you good? Like, do you want, like, you don't need time to just decompress. You're always on your phone. That's how most people are, to be honest.
That's how my ex
last
was.
night, dude. That's how I was.
Watching a movie, she has to do something with her hands. So like while we're watching a movie, she'll be on her phone every now and then, like glancing. Like, you're comprehending the whole movie. I'm not. I'm watching it. I'm not understanding it.
I'll give you something to do with your hands.
I mean, now we're talking. Oh.
We'll all have fun.
So any additional thoughts, comments, concerns, quotes, anything regarding the interview? Did you enjoy it? You know, the whole shebang?
I loved it, man. There's nothing else you needed to know about me. I'm an open book, man. So I say my life. I talk about me so much fucking times, dude. I don't know. Is there anything you wanted to hit that's like not like you were just like, I don't know, that's too edgy? Or
I've got that one on Discord I had last night. Hold on. But I'll also open the floor for any of chat. If you guys have any questions at all for Savage, give me it, hit me with it. We will ask the beautiful man.
But yeah, I definitely love the format, definitely the questions.
So this one,
I apologize. I go off on tangents. It's what I do. So,
so this one is I had this at 5 a.m. I woke up in the middle of the night, went to the bathroom, and like I should ask Savage this question. Why do you think people make the excuse of I don't have time to work out, but they also don't prioritize it like eating and sleeping? Do you think they just don't want to change, or
no? People,
I hear it all the time. Like I just don't have time to do that. It's like, why don't you prioritize it more? You know?
I mean, this was me a year ago. Like I'd still work out, dude, but with other things, like I was just like, fuck it. I'm gonna piss some people off when I say this.
I got you.
I'm not gonna lie. It's spoiledness and entitledness, and I'm saying that from personal experience.
Or no, Sriracha. Sorry.
So like,
yeah, I got you.
People want to excel at something. People want to lose weight. People want to drive a nice car. They want to buy a nice house. They want to have this career, but many people don't do it because then they can't watch Netflix. I can't tell you the last time I fucking watched a Netflix show. I can't tell you the last time I watched TV.
Right.
People don't want to sacrifice for what they truly want. Let me ask you this. If from 20 years from now, your main goal, your main accomplishment is that you watched every Netflix show, is that going to be more important to you than you being set up with a great retirement and being able to retire at 50?
Right.
Like, what's more important to you? Is watching Netflix more important than you being physically fit? Which, by the way, you don't have to be physically fit. But for those of you out there that want to be physically fit,
I got you, short.
I know from me, from personal experience, it's an ego booster. It's confidence booster. You know, I don't work out to look good. I don't give a fuck. I'm married. Why would I care?
Yo, man,
I
what's
work out
up?
for two aspects only. One is confidence. When I'm in the gym, whether I look good or not, as long as I'm working out, bro, I leave with confidence. I feel good the whole day. Two, I work out for the energy, right?
Right.
So if you truly want to do something, there's no excuse for anyone in this country to not do it. It's just a matter of what are you going to sacrifice? I love scrolling through TikTok, bitch. Ooh, that is my shit. I love it, bro. I find some good recipes. Man. This is the best form of entertainment, but I probably do that once a month, maybe twice a month if I'm really going crazy. Again, dude, my goals right now, I think everyone needs to find something that they're driven about, bro. Drive is huge. And I feel like most people aren't driven. People have aspirations. People want to try stuff out. But I'm telling you right now, dude, if I would have had the mindset of I'm going to be a streamer and I just was like, after 2 months later, like, this is hard and I just quit, I wouldn't be here to this day, you know? And I still don't think I'm definitely not one of the greatest streamers ever. I'm definitely top 10. But if you have a
Yo,
passion, if
sure.
you have a
Thanks for the
goal, if you have
follow.
something you want to do, prove
Welcome.
it. Do you want it or not? You know, and that's something I have friends that struggle with all the time. We talk about. And it's not just the gym; it's anything in life, bro.
Right.
You just
So
got You got to sacrifice something.
I'll do the cheesy ones first. 1 to 10. What's the PP scale? I don't know if he's asking for size or like the ability of your PP.
Oh,
I think he's just
yeah, true.
rating your penis.
PP. I'm Italian, bro. Look, it is what it is. I'd say inch and a half, easy.
Nice. Same.
Yeah,
Poggers.
solid.
Matching.
Hey, sword fight. Fight.
You still take my. You're probably too big for me. What's your real height?
I'm 6 foot tall.
6 foot.
Everyone says I look like I'm 5'7". I'm actually 6 foot tall.
Oh,
Yes.
5'4" is Coda. So I mean, you're still taller than him. That's all that matters, right?
It's on my driver's license. I'm measured height, weight.
I'm 5'11", so I gotta get you. You have to bend down for me to smooch your forehead, but just a little bit. We'll be good. We'll be good. So I don't know if you worded this right. Sriracha's said
Sriracha cheese.
Sriracha cheese. Thank you. Is there a time frame that you would consider too long to be doing something, or being with someone that is too long to change it?
Oh, yes. So both my relationships were 4.5+ years long, right?
Mhm.
Both were fucked up on their side, and one was fucked up on my side. So what I would say is, you gotta see if it's a moment or if it's their personality. Going back to habits, right? If they do something consistently, I'm not talking about take out the trash, like fuck you. Like I'm not talking about like that. I'm talking about like if they're hitting you in the face with a can of corn, or if they beat the shit out of you while you're driving your car, or these are all personal experiences, by the way. Or yeah, if they cheat on you. Yeah, I was cheated on by the same girl
6 foot Mary
5 times, and I found out about all of them, but I was such a pussy, dude, because I love that I just thugged through it. And when it comes, you got to have certain levels and certain morals. When it comes to shit like that,
right
high up on the list, you just got to leave at the first one. Don't text, don't call, don't even let them know you're moving out. Just
I know
leave.
it's peeling too, man. It's peeling. Ugh.
The physical violence, that as well. When it comes to arguments and stuff, again, you got to play that by ear. But if it's something where you're getting in screaming matches, dude, especially early on, I think it
sets a precedent for what the future is going to be too. Like if you're arguing a month or two in, what are you going to do 2 to 5 years from now? What are you doing when there's kids there? You know, yell at each other when there's kids in the room. It's like, yeah, I just, we didn't get along.
Oh yeah, I can only imagine how people think that I talk to Alex. But first off, she's my boss. Secondly, dude, I've never screamed at her. We've had heated arguments, but it's never been screaming, and which is something that I never had with my other exes. Yeah, don't ever let guys and girls don't ever let someone talk down to you.
Right.
Don't ever let anybody make you feel less than. And the moment they do that, you fucking roll out, bro.
Yeah, just like Tammy said, physical violence is a pack your shit up and never look back moment. Absolutely.
100%. Also, if they're talking shit about you to their friends, hit the deck, run.
Right.
Just get out of there.
So
basically, find someone that respects you.
Yeah. Primus said that did being a cop change your perspective on life at all?
Oh, hell yes. People are fucked up.
Yep.
People are fucked up. That's just the fact. A lot of people are.
I don't think are you still a cop right now, or are you like off for full-time stream? Okay, so you've been full-time for a while then.
Yes, I've been full-time streamer for 6 years.
Wow, I didn't know it was that long. Jesus.
Yeah,
I thought you started streaming 6 years ago. Holy crap! Wow. Okay.
I technically started streaming 7 years ago, but I quit after 6 months, which is going back to what I was saying with that advice.
Okay.
And then the second time I was like, I'm gonna stick through it, and we blew up. And I say blew up. We got to a position to be full-time where I can quit my job in a matter of only 3 months. Wow. I got real lucky. Woo. Dude, I'm gonna tell you, I have a community, bro. I'm blessed with these fuckers. I'm blessed, bro. They're so good to me. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, just like your outlook on being a cop and everything. Has it changed you like mentally?
Dude. Yeah, mentally, for sure.
Do you have a greater respect for like the human race as a whole, or less respect because you only deal with
the human race?
That's the kind of figure.
One of the reasons I got into being a cop was friends, family members that I had that were in domestic violence. So I really stood against that shit. It's one of the reasons I became a cop. And when I became a cop, I realized that's one of the main things you're going to deal with.
Right.
Yeah, I learned to read people really well. I learned to judge people's facial reactions and detect, like what they're really thinking. I can honestly look at somebody and tell their insecurities almost instantly now. It's almost a gift. But more or less than anything, dude, when people call the cops, it's amazing how fast their energy will change when we show up. People
Right,
will
right.
always like, oh, like in fights, for example, people all act all hard and shit, but the moment the cops are called, everyone's all of a sudden pussy pointing fingers, and that goes from everybody. That's not just a certain group of people. That's everyone.
Right.
Domestic violence, bro, like it goes both ways. I've actually dealt with more female domestic violence than I have male domestic violence, believe it or not. Which is why this Amber Heard case is just like fucking nuts. Um, there's a lot of crazies out there, and I'm not talking like, oh, you're crazy. I'm talking like there's a lot of people that really need some help out there,
Yep.
that can't get it. One of the saddest things was seeing homeless people who were out of their mind for whatever it was, schizophrenia, whatever it was, who couldn't even rationalize what planet they were on, and they're out there living by themselves, dude. Um, and then at the same time, they're going through that, and then I have fucking Mark Twain over here complaining that his neighbor is parking on the street, you know? So it's like that. I think being a cop gave me perspective.
Yeah.
People are really going through some real fucking shit. And then you have spoiled fuck bitch over there talking about calling the cops to get you arrested because you knocked on my door too hard, or again, parking on the streets. Like people like that, dude. Like we have way better shit to be doing in the first place.
Right.
But again, if that's really what you're worrying about, you have a pretty good fucking life and you should be happy with it.
How often did you used to get like calls about people like I saw this a couple months ago where somebody called and they were like, there is a black man assaulting me. Like as soon as they say black, it's like a more urgent message. Like, is that a common thing? Or is it a common thing at all?
So I was a cop before all this race stuff really started heating up again.
Okay.
It was more, I think at the time our biggest issue is like sovereign citizens that were trying to cause problems, not shooting at all of them, but the ones like going out of their way to cause problems. That was really what we were worried about.
Right, right.
Race wasn't a thing with cops when I was a cop.
Because
So no,
nowadays, some people will specifically say it in the phone call to make it look more
100%.
urgent, and it's like, what the
Th-
fuck?
And that's what I'm saying as we're regressing, bro. Like I sat in dispatch and hung out with my friends up there and listened to phone calls. People that called in when I went to calls, nobody was like, there's a black guy over here.
Yeah.
Like even, like in uppity neighborhoods where you think it would have happened, it never happened. No one did that shit in a city outside of New Orleans.
Right.
So it's like, that wasn't a thing for us. No one did that. Now we would identify people as we have a white male, black male, Asian male, whatever the case was. So we can identify for our officers, but people in general didn't ever say there's a black guy in my yard or there's a white guy over here.
Yeah, yeah.
Usually there's this crazy fucking dude over here. But no,
you'll know when you get here. That's the crazy. You could tell. It doesn't matter what the color.
I mean, I will. Yeah, and I worked with a really good department, and there were some. I mean, there are shitty cops. There's no doubt about it. But
right,
we had our shit together. We were really good.
I think what people forget is that there's shitty. It doesn't matter what race you are, or what department, or whatever you work. There's shitty black people. There's shitty white people. There's shitty Asian people. There's good and everything in between. But people think that because the media is portraying it one way, that it's only bad people in this way, or only good people in this way.
MLK said it the best, bro. Is like, don't judge by the color of the skin; it's the actions, the content of their character.
Right.
That's the biggest thing, dude. Like, I don't know. I can't rationalize looking at somebody and judging them based off the way they look. It's like when people look at me, dude,
like it blows my mind.
I was telling my chat this the other day. Like ever since I shaved my head, when I had hair, bro, people were just, hey, what's up, man. Like from random strangers, like, hey. All I do is shave my head now, and like I'll be like, yo, what's going on, man? And people just look down. Like something about being bald is like, first off, that's sexual harassment now. You can't identify me as a bald man.
Only in the workplace. If it's public, you're fine. You're fine.
And secondly, it's fucked up, man. Look,
yeah, if you're a piece of shit, then you're a piece of shit. Doesn't matter who you
that's
are.
The thing,
exactly.
Bro. Yeah, that's the thing. Don't be a piece of shit. And if you are, I ain't fucking with you. I don't give a fuck what you look like. Unless you're hotter than me, then I can't fuck with you.
Volfion wants a 6-hour motivational track of you telling them to stop being a little bitch.
I got you on that. Easy. Dogs.
New intro coming in.
It'll probably just be on a loop. Don't be a bitch. Don't be a bitch. Don't be a bitch. Some weirds in there, but yeah,
I would take a hot minute to edit though. If you just say "don't be a bitch" for 3 seconds, copying that to 6 hours. Oof.
Yeah, but eventually you'll have like 2 minutes at a time, and you can just spam that.
And then 4, and then you copy, and then 8.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just get bigger.
Getting that first minute's the hard part, though. Absolutely.
Sure,
Trying Trying to see if there's any more questions. Poke said bald guys make him nervous.
Intimidating, bro.
That's it, man. The shiny noggin. It's the Squidward.
Yeah.
So T-Short said, how do you feel about Vogue supporting Amber Heard during everything?
I'm gonna be honest. Like I said, dude, from my experience of dealing with domestic violence, which I did for 4 years, being a part of it, seeing friends experience it, family members experience it, she's 100% guilty.
Absolutely.
There's not a fucking doubt in my mind. I mean, let's just rewind and think about this. Because first off, fuck Vogue. Secondly, when they played that audio recording of her talking to Johnny Depp and you remember that? Did you listen to that? The baby voice when she was like, "Oh, go be a man, go be a husband." Does that sound like a woman that's a victim of being beat up by a guy?
The other thing
I would not talk shit to somebody who literally just beat my shit in.
So one of them, there's 2 audio recordings that I am very much like in the back of my head. Is one where she was like, "Oh, go ahead, tell the world, Johnny, tell the world that you're being abused by a woman. See who believes you." That was the biggest one. And then the second one was the one where she was like, "I didn't punch you, I hit you," which we already confirmed that she has at least made contact once.
I've been told that before too.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. So like, but given the certain, I don't know what Johnny's lawyer of the past couple days has been, but she's been a phenomenal woman, absolutely nailing it in the coffin. And I'm so excited to see her career after it because she's set a big name for herself. But she was like, "Did you ever hit Johnny? On this day, did you hit Johnny? Were there wounds on his face?" And there's an interview like a day or two afterwards where he hit her, and you can physically see stuff on his face, but she looks phenomenal. And it's just like, what? How did that happen? Like, I don't know, dude. It's like, it's Photoshop. It's like, what did he do? Copy from your face and put it onto Johnny's or something? Like, no, it's not fucking Photoshopped, you idiot.
It's like Vogue. I read Vogue's article, and it was very short, and it didn't make any fucking sense. It was just like, we need to start standing with women. Like, we shouldn't. Like, when the fuck did the human race start siding with people because of their race and because of their gender? Why don't we just side with the victims, bitch? Like, what?
What happened to innocent until proven guilty is what's
people want to
interesting.
stand with. Yeah, people just want to. They want to stand for something, right? They want to make a name. I support them. Like, but at the end of the day, bro, like if she's guilty, son. Like, I don't know how the fuck Johnny lost in the UK.
Right.
I don't know what their laws are, what was allowed. But they're getting fucking murdered right now. And honestly, dude, I have this weird feeling like this case might not go Johnny's way, dude, because
I don't know how though. Like, there's not enough against him. Like, that's the thing. Most
people believe Johnny now 100%, but there's still those core fucking believers that are standing with her till the death. I don't know how.
I don't know enough about courtrooms or laws or whatever it may be, but if you admit to saying something on a tape, like, for example, I didn't punch you, I hit you. And then you go back and say, did you ever hit Johnny? And she says no. Isn't that lying under oath? And that's punishable to an extent?
She's committed perjury like 10 fucking times that I've seen.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. So defamation is going to be hard to beat in court. But like, so let's say after this court case, right? And let's say he loses for some reason. Defamation might not be the issue, but he can bring up a different case, right? About like abuse. And then they can then swing it his way, or no, you have to wait like a year or something afterwards, right? Because all the evidence that's used in this court case.
No, I don't know how that would work because they're going civilly through this. You can't charge somebody. You can't go after somebody for the same thing more than once. I can't remember what it's called. It's been a long time since I've been in the law. But
wait, Darth, what is that? Wait.
There's not enough for the civil, so there's definitely not going to be enough for the criminal offense.
Oh, okay.
Period. They just be wasting time and money. Double jeopardy, yeah. That's
so wait, what is this? We've already seen disgusting texts from him regarding doing certain things to her corpse. What is that? Wait, what? For Johnny?
I haven't seen the text.
I haven't. I've seen things about Amber Heard and Elon Musk texting. Oh my God. Have you guys seen the clip of her yelling that there was defamation from Johnny a year before they started dating and were like a thing? She was like, yeah, there was just a whole thing of Johnny's team trying to defamate me. And I was like, isn't this a year before you started dating? Like, I don't think he knew who you were.
Her lawyers, dude, how do they have a job?
He said something along the lines of burning her dead body and fucking her dead corpse.
I don't think that happened.
I mean, if it's recorded, that's pretty scary. But like, I don't know. I think that's different. I mean, that's a bad thing to say. Don't get me wrong. But I think that's different than like actually shitting on somebody's bed. And like, you know, I don't know. There's a lot of, I don't know. He allegedly stuck a bottle in her, and she thought she was being fisted. Oh, so they're kinky. Okay.
No, his text was about his ex-wife. It says, "I hope her corpse is rotting. I hope her rotting corpse is decomposing in the funkin' trunk of that Honda Civic." That's what he said. 2016.
Rotting corpse during defamation. I'm assuming this is that cunt ruined such a fucking cool life we had for a while. When he asked for a call, it was written.
Oh no, I see
Fraudulent
the one about the burnt
allegations.
corpse now.
Fake narratives for I will fuck her burnt corpse afterwards to make sure she's dead. He lost the lawsuit. Wow. I don't know, dude. See, what's interesting is I can't see. I don't know the way he's carried himself in court. It's so different to like. I've said worse about my exes.
I have too, honestly. Yeah, I said worse about people that kill in video games. So
it's he said, she said, and unfortunately, the woman wins the case the majority of the time. Yeah, I know, but I don't know. I think this case will be very interesting. Like, if you take away sides, if you take away backgrounds, if you take away all the bias people have, if you look at strictly facts, she's lied a lot compared to what evidence they've brought.
You see her witness? Her
yeah.
She was crying. Like, what are you crying for? You were stone cold before. Now you're crying. What are you fucking doing?
But it's also like the concept of the way Johnny remains is like somebody that has been abused in the past. Like the way that he's still respectful to other people, but not regarding to her. Yeah. The way that he's understanding things and not like, I don't know. Every time
people are like, he won't look at her because he's guilty. I'm like, I wouldn't look at her either.
It's my abuser.
Me, bro.
Like the way,
yeah. Why the fuck would I look at her?
Right. And if you look at all the stuff where Camille was attacking Amber the past couple of days, where she was like, given that he abused you 2 days prior, why were you with him the next day? Oh, well, it was because of, and it's like, as soon as it's like, oh, I'm trying to find a lie to fit here. But it's like, it doesn't make any sense. If this person's physically abusing you, you're trying to stay away as far away as them as you can.
Well, that's the thing too. This trial, it's kind of shithole. It's like the whole thing is defamation for her saying that he hit her, but it's gone off into this random weird fucking twist. It's like they have no concrete fucking evidence at all. I was watching Asmongold yesterday, and like there was a bunch of stains on the floor that was planted after the cops went there, and the stacked pictures. Who the fuck? If I'm raging, bitch, I'm not stacking shit. Y'all see what I do to keyboards? I'm not like. And then her like. And oh yeah, her friend was like, she's gotten so skinny. Like, yeah, it's called fucking cocaine. That's what it does.
Yeah.
When I was on Adderall, you should have seen me. I look like her. She did. I look like Amber Heard.
Well, it just completely destroys your appetite, like your way that you comprehend food. Yeah, you don't eat. Exactly. It's like Adderall.
Oh, Johnny's no. Come on, man.
I don't know. So Tammy said it best. Johnny's not innocent, as he was not the perfect husband. He's an alcoholic and a drug addict, and I'm sure he was an asshole, but I don't think that equates to physical abuse. Right. Well, no, I completely agree. It's just, I don't know. It's hard to pin. Nobody's perfect, dude. Like, don't get me wrong. Nobody's perfect. I just think that she's coming at him with everything that she can, and it's not much. I
don't even know why she would do that. It's fucked up. But I mean, if you listen to the way she talks, if you look at her facial reactions, like how she's behaving, she's got something's wrong with her. So whatever she did has altered her chemical makeup in her brain, because she is not the same person that she used to be.
No, absolutely.
I know people who've done certain drugs and have affected them differently, and they're literally not them anymore. They've just lost it.
What was interesting is, so I didn't know Amber Heard was an actor. I didn't see the Aquaman movie that she was in, so I had no idea.
I didn't know that was her.
I didn't know. Well, I didn't know either, for one. I also didn't know that. Did you watch Never Back Down as a kid?
No.
It was like an MMA fighter. It was somebody and somebody else. Well, in that movie, she plays the attractive blonde woman that's like the love interest of both the two fighters. And I had no idea. I didn't know she was that young in the movie. It came out like 2009 or something. I was like, that's her? Really? Exact qual. I was like, that was her? I didn't know it was her at all. She played Baja or whatever her name was in the movie. And I was like, that's her. Wow. She looks a lot younger than she does now. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I know it's 13 years. I look, much different than I did 13 years ago, but like it's night and day. It's really crazy.
It's amazing what drugs do to you.
Oh, absolutely. I've got nothing else. I don't know if you have anything else to comment on, if anyone else had any more questions, but that's
man. I'm all out. I love my community. You guys are awesome, bro. I love streaming. It's fun. I wish I could stream more. Unfortunately, YouTube is my main.
But the full-time thing means you can't have all the fun, right?
You can't have all the fun, dude. Yeah. I mean, I'm blessed to make a decision to go one way or the other, but having to do. But I love making YouTube videos. I love having that and having both that and Twitch, dude. It's hard to balance both of them. Wish I could stream more. Wish I could meet more people, but Fortunately, my time's limited until Warzone 2
Ooh.
comes out, and I can just focus on a couple things, and then I'm fine.
Right. Do you want a boy or a girl, and what would the name be? Is the final
Having
question.
a girl.
Having a girl? Have you guys
Yeah,
decided
I'm having a
names yet
girl.
or no?
We've come up with a few. I think Emma right now is the front runner. That's my wife's favorite name. So I went ahead. I was like, you can win this one. But I want a boy too. Honestly,
A
I
little
want both. I want one
Toby.
of each. Yeah, maybe not a Toby. Maybe like I don't know. I'm very bad with names, dude. I'm very bad with it.
I'm one of
I
those
associate
people
with
that needs like a spicy name. So if I had a kid, I would like Darius or Talon because you play League of
Yeah.
Legends. Both of those names are fucking
Mhm.
badass. And then for a girl name, I love
Lucian.
Quinn. Quinn's a cool name for me.
Quinn's a good one. Yeah, I fuck with that.
But,
I want names where I can have nicknames. Like Emma, I'll call her M.
Right.
If I made Mackenzie was my first name. If I could do Mackenzie, I'd call her Mac. Like I'd love just those.
Yeah,
those
nicknames
little
are good.
split
Yeah.
names.
You could
Yeah.
even do like a good middle name, but you just call their middle name off too. Like if you did
That's true.
like, I don't know, Darius John, you just call him John or something. You know what I mean? Like little things like
Sure.
that, just to make it more interesting.
Good.
But
Yeah.
yeah, that is it for me. I want to first of all thank you for being upon this because I know this
Oh,
again.
thank
It's
you,
very
man.
new.
I
It's still
love
in the
it.
works.
Yeah.
Still trying to figure out everything. Do you have any connections or recommendations on who to do next? So I've been kind of so like when it comes to like popularity, you're definitely the highest tier so far. And I don't want to like reach out and be like, hey, expel. Like I don't want to do that.
Yeah, man. I mean, I know a few people. Unfortunately, with me stepping away from streaming, and I don't play with many anymore, so a lot of my relationships have kind of. I still got their numbers. I still text them and stuff from time to time. But
Expel would be fun.
I can try to see if I can do something for you.
Yeah, and then the other thing is one of the cool things that me and poor Chris were talking about when we were slightly drunk, was interviewing a lurker. So somebody who resubs every year that you've probably known for the past maybe year, 2 years, 3 years, maybe even 6 years that pops in every now and then. I'd love to talk to them about why they lurk, why they stay so strong to this community versus other communities. Maybe they found different communities. Why do they always come back? Things like that. That would be really fun to do. But I've been reaching around of like people that I would love to. I want to do Tony next. I want to do Christina from I'm a Gamer Girl. Shaded would be really cool to pick his brain. God, fucking Iron would be so cool to see how he thinks outside of streaming and his life. But like again, that's a long way away.
I'd love because like one of my biggest things again is balance, bro. And when I look at Iron Man, I got so much respect for him because he's got a girl, he's got a kid.
Yep.
And
he still
streams
does
20
this.
hours plus a day, and I'm just like, how?
I mean, it's got to be
he's
caffeine or like focus. It's like discipline,
I don't mean like that. I mean, how do you balance both? Like, how do you make your family happy while doing that? Because if I stream for 12 hours, bro, I'm telling you right now, like my wife, by the time she gets home, if I'm not off, she's spamming me like, where you at? Where you at? Like, how do you get that balance where you can get?
I'm guessing they just.
Time with
I mean,
wife
you
time
know
with
it
the
for
stream.
so many years, right? You build that connection and trust. Like I will be done. I think she's also seen the growth and like she knows that this is his passion project. Like his goal is to win and like that's what he wants to do. And seeing it pay the bills, I think she kind of understands. It's no different than any other job.
Yeah, I'm sure
right?
they got understanding, but
right.
Like, what about him time? Because I mean, like even me, bro, I got to sit outside and just decompress. The fact that he grinds the same game every day for 20 plus hours, bro, it fucks my head up, man.
Right.
Like, he's got the highest respect in my regard as a Warzone streamer. I don't think there's anybody that does it better.
Absolutely.
Not even just trying to sit there and kiss ass or anything. The dude's a fucking animal.
Right.
Bobby's another fucking example, especially in the blackout early Warzone days. Those guys that grind this game for 12 hours, talk to their chat, have a community, have
Iceman would be cool too.
Dude, it blows my mind. It's been my biggest struggle. So yeah, if you can get them on, and I'd be in this bitch watching them that whole thing 30 fucking times, dude. Put it on a video and replay it a couple times.
And so that's the other thing. Have you seen any of the podcasts online or anything? Because you're the thumbnail god. I'm terrible with thumbnails. I don't know if you have any tips on that thing.
Thumbnails?
Yes. So I can pull up the one that I have of Coda real quick. So me and Coda's is posted. The thumbnail makes him look like a snake, which is kind of bad. This one. So it's kind of tiny. Can I zoom in and like show it? What's the zoom in button? I don't know what it is in Opera.
Control,
like plus or something.
Plus, I believe. Or
Yeah,
Control plus.
Okay, so this is his. It's a very stupid, basic thumbnail. I think I should have made both of our faces bigger.
For sure.
And I'm also trying to figure out what the background needs to be. I don't like the blue.
I would do something. I mean, kind of like your open the floor background. something that's got multiple colors.
Okay.
Put a slight blur on it. I mean, it's the Call of Duty meta. It's what everyone does. But like,
Right.
make it something bright, but not too bright. Yeah, blue's good. Or maybe like a gradient. Put a little blur on that shit. A couple clouds in there. Whatever the case is. Maybe even a
Right.
building. And make y'all bigger for sure. Also outlines like the white outlines and stuff isn't needed when you have a background that really is blurred out and pops.
Okay.
It's more professional looking.
Yeah, so I was talking with
text.
Milky about it. He's like, if you're gonna do a blank background, make sure the picture, the people are whited so that they kind of stand out. But it's a very basic background. Like, yeah, if I could figure out a way to just take a picture of the actual background that I have, it's a GIF. Maybe that would work, like the wave crashing, and then I don't know, something like that is what I kind of.
The easy way to do it would just be like just screenshot it on your computer.
Right, and just take whatever perfect scene that I want to do, and then go from there. Yeah.
Yeah, just put a filter on it. Go to blur, radial blur is the main one, and then put like a 17 with some. Be good to go.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. But just for context, for everyone that joined in late, that joined in halfway through, whatever it may be, this will all be live. If my computer can actually upload the whole 4K file, by tomorrow morning at noon, I think. I'm not 100% sure. It just depends on internet speeds and the whole thing, because it has to upload it first in 4K, and then it has to re-HD it, and then it takes forever. So
yeah, it gets crazy.
Fingers crossed, but not 100% sure. But again, thank you so much for this. I really do appreciate it.
It was a blast. Appreciate you, dude. Thank you.
James, got it. James. I'm not gonna call you Josh ever again. I swear to God. But again, yeah, thank you so much. I don't know what your plan is for games afterwards. I'm gonna take a small pee break and then try to figure out what my plan is. But if you have a spot, I'd love to play.
All right, yeah, I'll hit you up. I'll let you know.
All right, thank you so much again, Savage. I really appreciate it. Have a good night, dude. I love you too.
You too, brother. Later, man. Bye.
Chat, I want to thank you guys so much for this once again. This was amazing. James is Savage's name. Yep, it is in the VOD. Thank you so much. I have to move around the camera real quick. I'm gonna do a quick BRB screen. Thank you, BRB screen. Thank you guys so much once again. I love each and every one of you guys. I'm gonna do a quick BRB. I love you guys. BRB.